handful of presenters, a massive microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another delightful, delectable, and otherwise entertaining episode of TigerTails Radio. I'm your host, TK, and in the studio this evening we have a Xavier.
Hello.
We have a Fearless.
Come this way a bit.
Me? Why does he want to come this way? No, because I'll be cut off by the thing. No, it's the other way.
This way!
Yep, there's a Fearless. And there is also an Angel Duck song.
Hello.
I didn't get to say hello. Am I on?
You're
Yes.
on.
I can't hear me.
Well, we can, so you're fine.
We can, yeah.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Is that... Aha! I wondered why the opening sounded like it's coming down the hallway.
Did you stick it in all the way? No, he didn't.
Well,
It's
usually I don't have room.
He doesn't have that option normally.
I'm not entirely sure what comment to make on this, so let's carry on.
Oh, we will.
So, hello TK.
Hello.
How are you in your little room?
Oh, not bad. How are you?
I'm okay.
He's away from any possible
He's
action.
got his best don't stab me face on. It's a rare sight from Pete.
Well, I'm down here. It's a bank holiday Monday, and I can get down here. I can do the radio show. I can get on the train afterwards and go to Bournemouth. Get home.
There is a
past
distinctive
midnight.
hiss in the background. Is that just bad audio or is Hedgie cooking?
That's cooking.
Okay, that's fine. I don't mind if it's cooking.
He is cooking
Cooking.
meat.
It's Cook with Hedgie!
Cooking.
Cook with Edgy in the background.
Yeah. Hedgie is the one standing up in the background there preparing meats and things and doing
And
foods.
that's
Delay.
And then we're going to be doing
There.
that all famous thing that we do of eating on there because, you know, it's TigerTails Radio and it's our prerogative. Except for Alex, who'll just sit there and look at the food until 10 o'clock when we stop streaming.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, Alex is the kind of person who will now sit there and waffle. What's a good adjective for stuffing your face full of food?
That.
Okay, he just inhaled an entire tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
We went to buy some. By the time we got back, it was only 10 minutes. It was gone.
I was hungry.
I know.
For ice cream.
Yeah.
And this does mean that since Alex is the one on the stream, or Angel Doug Song is on the camera there,
And your ducks are.
I am not on the video today. I am the disembodied voice again.
Disembodied voice in the studio with all
This
the knobs and buttons.
Doesn't bother me in
Of course,
the
it doesn't really matter
slightest.
because Alex won't be looking at that camera ever.
No, of course not, because it's on top of the telly there.
Yeah.
And
So you get the
therefore-
lovely side shot.
Yeah.
So for all of our lovely people who like editing the screenshots, excuse me, if you want to make nice little pretty pictures of that little corner section, which is over there,
Let's
Feel free.
ignore the hat that Peter's wearing. Just completely ignore it. We will not talk about this. The trilby. He brought a trilby.
it's a hat. that
Nothing
works.
wrong with a trilby.
No,
I
I know.
don't-
That's the reason
I
why
don't
Felix
think
doesn't
bowlers-
wear a trilby. He wears a fedora.
Yeah, I've not yet found
I
a
thought
fedora. with
You've
the
already
brim
admitted
enough.
that you know my hat is a trilby.
Hedgie has
Not
a
on
fedora.
air.
Well, no, it's more of an adventuring hat. Than
It's a
fedora.
trilby.
It's a slightly larger brim, but not massively large.
I've
This
got
is a
Indiana
trilby.
Jones hat without the corks.
Yes, that's an Australian hat, TK, without the corks.
Oh, whatever it is, I've got one. It's crushable. It has spent most of its
Here's
life
a
being
crossbow
crushed.
cork. What the fuck?
Yeah, check me out my physics-defining force.
Physics.
Yeah.
So yes, this is TigerTails Radio, episode 7,
So season 8.
season 8.
Check us out on our big bad selves.
And you can find us on tigertailsradio.co.uk or tigertails.co.uk. We are also
Yay.
on Twitter, Facebook, Google+.
And all
You
that
can
jazz.
find all of our sister sites and everything else, including affiliated sites,
Which are doing things.
which are doing things.
Yay.
There are links there, because Felix likes reading bad fanfic.
Also, Pete,
Oh yeah, that's what I was meant to look for.
I think the PC that's at your feet, the laptop down there, that's attached to the screen that's next to you and the keyboard and mouse that are in front of you, I
Yes.
think the guest account's enabled on that one, so you should be able to turn that laptop on and have a really slow computer for the show.
Ignore the advertising. That's good, because I've only got 3 or 4 bits of news on my phone.
Haha!
Ignore the advertising.
Why ignore the advertising? I thought we did
Oh, you
advertising.
died!
Oh, what are you picking up that?
There is Tommy Wiseau's The Room fan
You picked up the
fiction.
3DS, right? I swear I was in the middle of a battle or something.
Yes, you are!
On
No, that's your 3DS.
3DS. I said 3DS.
You just said 2DS.
He did, I heard
He
him.
did.
Yeah,
say
we all heard you.
You have a fedora.
But what's the what
Face is a fedora.
topic?
Excuse me,
Points,
it's going
get
down.
on one.
So, let's say, what are we? We're 20?
We shall. We're not 20.
We've still got 10 minutes more, so we can break shit.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
As long as that shit doesn't involve people's minds.
Now then, let's
TK.
talk about the days and weeks of our beloved host.
It's the bromance between Felis and Angel Dark Song that everyone wants to hear.
Now, I have many bromances. Felix is the lowest one on my list at the moment.
But he's on the list.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is on the list.
I have like 4 bromances going on at the moment,
Aw.
including Felix.
One of them with what appears to be an underage Indian child.
Named.
Oh, yeah. It took me a while to get that one. I was like, I'm not engaging in pedophilia yet.
What do you mean, yes?
Oh.
Rewind. So, how was your week, Alex?
This week, I accidentally unleashed my innermost desire live on air. Yes isn't the right word there, Alex.
Alex
Word to the
will go back
wise.
to Japan, but he is not someone who indulges in children.
Yet.
Yet.
Sorry,
Straight from the
hole's been
horse's
dug.
mouth.
Yeah, hole's been dug. You're doomed.
I said yet on purpose.
And when they're children, they're very small holes.
No,
Oh,
you did not
whoa,
say yet
whoa.
on purpose.
We are not Hideo
No.
Kojima. Shut up.
We'll get to that, undoubtedly. So, breaking the show within the first 20 minutes, our minds, whee!
So I'm just now sat there thinking, get out of here, take your trigger happy harlot with you.
At least the technology's working.
Pete, stop poking me.
Haha.
Yeah, so.
I'm actually in physical touching distance of people. It's great. TK,
That's not making
Bad
this whole
touch.
tone any better.
Bad touch.
you signed in.
If someone's not
Show us in the studio where Pete touched you.
Right,
If someone
TK,
is touching you in a not okay way,
Big bear over there.
just say no.
Did you
Well, the
sign
problem
out
is
of
that
the
I'm
the
afraid who
laptop?
else has used the big bear over there.
TK, did you sign out of the laptop the last time you used it?
I don't know. Did I?
I don't know, because it came up with username TK Tiger.
Oh no, I'm just typing guest.
What is the username?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I was thinking for a second going, your password is.
Anyway, yes.
Yes.
Let's start with TK then, seeing as he's going to be the one who can actually do the talkie right now.
Yeah,
TK, how's your week been?
My week hasn't been too bad. It's been a full week of work again. Felt
Yay!
weird.
Ow.
Again.
Oh no, you. Oh
Yeah.
yes, because this is the first day of this week. Yes.
Exactly. So yeah, this is a bank holiday Monday, so we're not doing any work today. Yay! But last week was a full 5 days of work, and it was weird coming back after a 4-day weekend, doing a whole working week thing. Going, I don't like this. This feels like a long week.
You don't have the internet connected to this, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bloody well should. There's a cable plugged into the arse of it. So yes, there is an internet. There's no Wi-Fi because the little Wi-Fi dongle's here in my hand. So. Yep, here it is. In my hand. No one can see except anyone who's looking through my door right now. Haha! Wi-Fi dongle.
What has he got? The dongly thing.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw it?
It's working.
No, because there's
No.
a cable. You
Did
don't
somebody
need-
did you need that retrieved?
No, he doesn't need the dongle
Why are you waving the dongle at me?
to prove that I've got it and it's not needed.
We know you have a dongle. You don't need to whip it out and wave it everywhere.
Oh, you're no fun. Jeez, people. But no one's ever seen such a big white one before.
Actually, this is probably true.
Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch.
Let's not discuss size on the show.
No, we wouldn't
Well,
want to embarrass Pete.
Of course, the half Asian would say that.
Oh. Ding, 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 ding.
Is it bad that my dongle has a helpline on it? It's an 0800 number as well, so it's free.
Your dongle is free.
Great crisis, anyone?
If you are having issues
wait.
achieving connection, please press 4.
If you are watching on the YouTube stream, you may want to turn your screen's contrast down. As Pete is currently upsetting the balance of colours with his red face.
I'm not really. If you look at the actual footage.
To
it's
quote
not bad.
Felis, please make sure that the window is closed. I don't want an airplane landing here.
Oh.
Do not adjust your sex.
Yeah.
So, how was your week, TK?
Yeah, comforting, long and weird. My week hasn't been too bad. I had some nice chilling out, relaxing, playing a bit of Soul Calibur Lost Swords, which has been quite fun. I've enjoyed that. Did I cover that last week for Done and Dusted?
Soul comes.
No.
No, you didn't, because I don't think you actually were playing it last week.
No, I downloaded it, but I actually started it. So yes, talking about it this week. Yeah, I've got a thing. Woo! Happy times.
All right.
Yeah. And did some Minecraft as well because of our Minecraft server, which is awesome. But we are building a massive bridge to infinity and beyond.
Just a bit.
And so I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft off stream just so we can get this fucking bridge done, because otherwise it's just going to be videos of us building a bridge. which aren't all that exciting in all fairness. But in my escapades today, off stream, I did find an awesome new area for us to explore. Even if I did go and lay down a few cursory torches around some interesting looking areas. Because fuck getting blown up all the time. That's all I have to say. And I built an anvil. Anvils are cool. I like anvils.
Yeah.
It allowed me to rename my sword to Mr. Stabby.
What?
Yeah. I have a sword now called Mr. Stabby.
Whereas I looked at that and TK went, "Hey, mine's called Mr. Pointy."
And we're like, oh my god, high five.
It's so
Because,
gay.
you know, we're not...
I then showed him my
Mr. Pointy?
my pussy box thing.
Shut up!
I'll be doing that.
Right about now.
Too late. So aside from that, have you been doing anything else outside of work and that?
Outside of work, I've been doing a spot of gaming. I've been investigating the concept of maybe doing some writing. Not actually doing any, just investigating the concept of maybe. Yeah, which is like in November, so I've got plenty of time.
Yeah, because procrastination man in there.
Oh, fuck yeah. And I've actually got my holiday booked finally. Everything.
That was the weirdest day of turning up around here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went round to my dad's, booked holiday, came back, fell asleep. What?
Yeah, pretty much. That was Saturday. I got up at 10:30, went to my dad's at 11, finished booking off all the holiday bits, went back home, went to bed. Until about 6:30, and then Peter arrived. I was like, yeah, I was tired.
That was the highlight of his day.
Yeah, it's not much of a holiday. Other people like to call it a vacation, apparently, because I'm not going abroad or anywhere. I'm going to Dudley, which doesn't sound like a prime holiday destination, I'll grant you. But we're only using it as a base point, because we're going up for 4 days of the Severn Valley Railway, because they're
Aye.
doing a 4-day-long gala event.
Oh, I see.
And we normally only go there for a day trip, you know, because during the galas. So we go maybe on the Friday, for instance. But I kind of got the days booked off work. My dad got the days booked off work. And then when I texted him to say I've got them all, I said, we should do a 4-dayer. And he texts back with, I'll think about it. And then a couple of days ago, he texts back going, give me a ring. So I did. And he said, I've been thinking about what you said about making it a 4-dayer. I think it's a good idea. We should do it. I was like, fuck yeah. So I popped over here, chose our hotel, got the hotel rooms booked and everything, got the railway tickets bought. And yeah, now all I've got to do is give father a shitload of money and worth it. And then yeah, fuck off up to Dudley. Because it's pretty much equidistant between Bridgnorth and Kidderminster, which is the both ends of the Severn Valley Railway. So we can use that as a point of operations. And do shenanigans on trains. And lots of video capturing shall be done.
Which
and-
is good.
The less we hear about TK's train shenanigans, the better.
Oh, don't worry, there'll be videos on YouTube.
You mean RedTube, right?
No, YouTube. That way I can monetize.
Yeah, he literally is after the money.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And as he is a male, it's more affordable to go on to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
There you go.
No,
So
that-
Phyllis,
My week.
your
Yes.
week.
My God, I've actually had a week, haven't I?
You have?
Yes.
A whole 7 days of it.
This always surprises me, and I don't know why.
It sneaks up on you, doesn't it? And goes, oh, by the way, week happened.
Time is ninja.
Time is linear.
Ninja is
Unless
time.
it's wibbly
No, it's
wobbly,
not.
timey-wimey stuff.
Time is like a crazy straw wrapped in a tangled slinky, wrapped in a headphone cable that's been in a pocket for more than 2 seconds.
And your week?
And my week has been spent a lot of sleeping, lots of letting the girlfriend use my laptop because it's dissertation handing week and she'd push off
Use
writing
your
everything.
Laptop.
I've
Yes.
never heard of it called that before.
No. He actually means what he says.
Yeah, because she'd been putting off dissertation week. Writing dissertation since before Christmas, and suddenly goes, oh fuck, I got 1 week!
Yeah, that's always a bad thing.
It's always
It is, and
stupid.
seeing as my place is the closest to the library.
What's her dissertation on?
Huh?
What's her dissertation's on?
I didn't ask, because I didn't dare disturb her, because I like living.
So, give her a chat. Friendly conversation.
Yeah, she's
you know.
going to be live on Facebook now, isn't she?
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
say,
know.
hey, I don't want to distract you from your work, but what are you doing?
Oh, she's done now.
Oh, right. Okay.
That was a week. During that week, I sat there going, I should probably start doing some more of the editing on these recording things and maybe start actually doing some things in the Minecraft realm. So I started building an airship because that's what I do.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Now that he has.
It's
all
actually the
spare time.
biggest one I've made so far. Yay.
We're 10, 8,
I just sat
9.
there looking at the graph paper sketches that I've got and everything else and going, wait. How the fuck did I build, start going, I'm going to build myself a little tiny flying home to something that requires over 400 doors?
Seriously.
And a fountain. Yeah.
You have an obsession, man. You really have an obsession.
Well, no, the other times I was spent trying to remember how to do things with redstone.
Yeah, TK's
I'd
got a
forgotten
problem.
how to make the basic toggle switch thing. Is how bad it was. And then I thought, hey, I'm building like this underground complex in this mountainside, and we're gonna be moving the Nether portal there eventually. Wouldn't it be really awesome if the closer you got to the room where the portal is, the more the lights started to act up and just flicker on and off randomly?
You just want to make yourself have more work.
Oh yeah, except it turns out that I did build this thing where basically tricks the redstone into working when it shouldn't. Every so often the game ticks, turns off a torch, retracts a piston, which then turns the piston back. It's meant to cut off the signal, but the game doesn't realise it until it does the next tick. Except that just made the light just literally flicker for half a second at random intervals, and that wasn't cool. So my eventual thing was I trapped a bunch of cats in a box with a tripwire.
As you do.
The original experiment was with creepers that had name tags used on them so that they wouldn't despawn, and that did not end well. Did not end well. So I now have cat-powered light flickering in Minecraft.
Do you have to feed the cats?
No.
Well, you don't feed the cats normally.
You don't have to.
Right. But
Yeah.
this is what you do in Minecraft because
This is what I do.
it's what
Minecraft
it's
is
designed
fun.
for.
I'd forgotten how fun Minecraft was. It's a nice little time sink.
It's a very large time sink.
And apart from that, got back into playing Defiance and finally sorted out all my mod issues with Fallout New Vegas so I can start playing that again.
Until you reach a door which won't let you open.
Hmm?
Until you reach the door that won't let you open because then it will crash.
Which door?
I don't know. Any of them. Inevitable.
I don't get crashes in New Vegas. Except for the usual one where, oh my god, you've been playing for more than 6 hours, we're going to randomly crash at any point after this. Because, hey, it's a Bethesda game, right?
Oh dear.
It wouldn't be
And
a
they're not
Bethesda
Bethesda.
game if there wasn't loads of bugs in it.
And that random serendipitous moment where I finally went, can't find my other keyboard, but I want to play Skyrim, and fuck it, I'll just not use the extra features I've installed and use the control pad, and found out that Sky UI is actually full controller compatible.
Nice.
I did not know this.
No.
And
But
now
now
you
you
do.
do.
I know I do, so yeah, lots of gaming-y stuff, so I don't work like these poor fools, so...
So, Alex, apparently you're a poor fool. How was your week?
By the way, can I borrow some money off a poor fool?
Wait, don't ask me for money.
Have I given you your money? No, just
You earn more than everyone
get
in
out
this
your money
house.
on
Yeah.
the way home or something.
I don't care. That's right, Pete. I don't care. My week has been full of work, which has been very normal, which is weird. I've just been sat there again, twiddling my thumbs every so often, do some work, twiddle my thumbs for about half an hour, then do a load of work for the most of the week. I went to go see. We have a circus in town at the moment. A Moscow State
The Moscow
Circus.
State Circus. It doesn't have any bears and little cars. I'm disappointed.
Well, no, it wouldn't, would it?
They're not allowed anymore, are they?
Nope.
The government turned around and said, no, you may not have animals in your circus.
Yes.
Well, it turns out
Except
the bears
horses.
didn't have a license.
Visa problems.
Yeah.
Went to go see that. That was quite impressive.
You can do that for done and dusted.
I guess I could. Yes.
Unless you had something else.
No.
Oh,
So
there you go then.
that
Technically,
works.
Problem
he has a
solved.
list of things he could do for done and dusted.
I just choose never to do with them.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Just no, my usual week. Had my girlfriend round on the weekend. That's about it.
He's played some Metal Gear Solid 5 Peace Walker.
Yeah. No.
What's
No, it's Metal Gear Solid
Ground Zeroes.
Ground,
4.5.
Yeah.
ground zeros.
No, it's going to be 3.5, wouldn't it?
Don't ask,
Yeah,
it's-
if
it's
you want it
the-
to be like
yeah.
that, in like no. Yes, but no. Timeline wise, yes.
Metal Gear Solid Complicated.
I played Infamous. Hey, Shibaya.
Are you
And
with us, Alex?
he's gonna
Oh my
fall asleep.
god, he's turning into an ent.
And Alex falls asleep live on air.
Yeah, very slow, laxed week so far.
That is Alex at a relaxing stage. He doesn't normally speak this slowly or move that slowly.
When Hedgie is.
And what about your week, Pete?
My week has not been too bad. It's been relatively busy because
Sex.
no, this is the week of doing a Saturday.
Oh, yes, you worked on Saturday.
Yeah,
didn't you?
so I also worked on Saturday. So I worked every day this week. I was doing a lot of walking.
Except for Sunday, we didn't work.
No, I came around here.
Yeah.
And then
It
Monday,
does
we
Saturday,
didn't
I've been
work.
doing my Girl Friday.
Oh.
So mostly it's been the rush up to the bank holiday weekend. So there's been certain times when it's been really stupidly busy. I've been getting more
Alex just
editing
transformed to a
doing.
villager from Minecraft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Now he's going to
Shooting.
start opening and closing
Yeah.
doors really quickly, isn't he?
Unless you're using the Sphax BD Purecraft one, which they all are Jawas, and you will just hear Utini, Utini everywhere.
They would die quicker. And mostly it's been keeping up on my projects, especially, or trying to. I've managed to get a load more stuff edited, which was brilliant because then TK turned around and went, "You do realise it's 2014, yeah?" So the ending sequence where you've got it as 2013. Arse.
It's like, shit. So how many videos you got to re-encode?
The ones I do from now.
Yep.
I had a look on the TigerTails gaming channel. There's so many hidden videos because he hasn't made them public yet.
Yeah, I've started uploading them again because I want to give myself a gap of videos before I start uploading. Because if I try and do one video, upload it in a week, it'll be a case of do it in the week, upload it next week, play a game, do it.
Yeah, you want to build a buffer first.
Yep.
Time dilation effect. So I've been catching up on my projects. I've been getting a bit more into the roleplay because the roleplay's been kicking in now, so that's nice. Bank holiday weekend was getting prepped up as well, so that's nice. I've got plans being put down for October because I've got some things that I'm looking to do in October for holiday and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes, and reorganising my holiday, although it's going to be the typical can I get the time off from work kind of thing for summer.
Nope.
Probably
That
July.
reminds me, TK.
Yes.
Pete, plans. Remind me. Barbecue. What are we doing with the meat?
Eating
We're not
it.
driving it, certainly.
That's what I was thinking, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless there is someone kind enough to lend a car, we're walking.
But I assume that Alex, if he is coming, would have a car.
Like I said, unless
Well,
there's
I don't
someone
drive.
Oh.
Other Alex.
The other Alex.
So Saturday
There can
I
be
spent
only one.
a nice little afternoon with my lady friend, and we bimbled around Bournemouth.
Why does he keep calling her a lady friend, Felis?
Because he's old.
She's
Is what old
she's
people
my
do.
lady.
Is
Thank
that
you
what they
very
say?
much.
Because he got friend zone.
I never liked girlfriend. I don't like girlfriend. Because girlfriend, boyfriend
he
sounds so 12.
prefers boyfriend?
And he just confuses all of our marine listeners when he says SO. That's a legitimate pun.
There was a couple of interesting things in Bournemouth, and then I trained it down to here, which is always fun. And it's been a stupidly sunny weekend. Unless you talk to TK, whereupon it's a case of it's wind, it's cold, it's outside, I hate it all.
Yeah, down here over the weekend, the weather just suddenly go, hey, would you like your nipples to be able to cut through glass?
Eh?
What is wrong with all you people?
It's
This
like-
is not cold.
It's like there's a really bright sunny there's like a day ball and it's really hot and sunny, but hey, good, there's a 4 million hurricane as well. It's cold.
Night before last, I go out at 3 o'clock in the morning for a cigarette.
As you
I
do.
come back in, there is condensation on my laptop, the back of my laptop screen,
Because it was cold.
because it was cold.
Huh.
Yep, here's a villager.
Ah.
Yeah, but overall the week's not been too bad. I mean, I'm looking at another 4-day week because of the bank holiday Monday now, which is just going to throw me like it did last time.
Yep, 4-day week.
4-day week.
Not sad about that. Tuesday's going to be chaos.
Oh god, yeah, I'm in on it early as well. It's going to be everyone phone in because one day.
Is anybody keeping track of the YouTube chatty?
The YouTube
Yeah,
chatty.
that's a good plan. Yes, I am. It's fine.
I am in IRC.
That's good. I'm on a PC that can't necessarily run
Ah, I
advanced
see.
features. I currently have news. That's it.
Do you? Do you really?
DJ
I
says it
currently
isn't
have
really cold. It really is.
It's not. It's just when you listen to
Excuse
these
me.
whinging old ladies.
Well, you're an old man, so I guess we're very compatible, aren't we?
He wishes.
Well, still here.
So
Indeed.
that's pretty much it for our news of the week. Everything's been good. This
Yeah.
year though has been going by stonkingly quick.
It's like May already. What the
It is
fuck?
May. It's not like May. It is May.
Good.
It's like, hello, by the way, it's May. Have fun with that. Wait, what?
Personally, for me, nothing interesting is happening in this first half of the year. The only thing that's interesting that's happened for me so far, new job. That's it. There is no other...
Would you like to rephrase that?
And
Would
you got
like
that
to
wrong, didn't
rephrase
you?
that?
Wait, what? What?
Would you like to rephrase that just in case the significant other is
Not the
listening?
only
No, not the only.
fun/interesting thing that's happened. You hung out in a relationship.
We don't.
Why are all three of you trying to defend me? No, stop me from making a mistake.
No.
Too late.
Trust us. We
Too
speak
late.
with the weight of many a scornful female gaze.
Hey, you speak for
Slash
yourself.
male gaze.
Female gaze.
Yes.
What, lesbians?
Yes.
So all of you. This explains why they all dump you. They're all lesbians.
Female gaze.
Yes, that's why they all dump
Do
you.
you
They're
not
all
like the
lesbians.
gays?
I'm fine with the gays. I've lived in a house with gays.
He is
down
no
with-
stranger to some deep, penetrating eye contact.
He's down.
Oh,
with the
he's
gays.
playing with words. Ah.
Either that, we're shoving an iPod up his bottom.
But okay. That was an event as well. I guess I still hasn't really.
Do you want a shovel?
No.
it hasn't really.
To be
sunk
fair,
in.
there is such a small percentage chance that anybody I know actually listens to this. Barceline listens to this radio show.
I can hear them heckling in Chinese right now.
I know, right?
No, you two don't. I'm never gonna.
Why are
like,
you not
meet
a
my
dick
girlfriend.
jock?
Oh, we would never tell your girlfriend this.
No, exactly, because I said you'll never meet her, so you'll never be able to tell.
Oh, really? Well, we'll just wait until she comments on one of your Facebook posts, then we'll know who she is, and then we can.
We already
point her
do.
to-
You She's already
would
done
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can link videos
That's
with
true.
Alex in them,
and these shows are archived and podcasted.
and then point out that this time slot, Alex made a
Hey,
significant comment.
I swear, the odds of her finding a video right now of this small segment I speak about in all of the videos we have uploaded.
We have editing software.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I can cut this bit out, you know.
Good.
We can go to other videos where you look
And upload it
fairly
separately.
androgynous.
We also have listeners that do
Oh,
this
yeah.
shit as well, and they can edit it as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Werewolfie.
But anyway,
We really wish we weren't, but
It
we're
is-
looking at you, werewolf.
Yes.
You're not in channel yet. You're okay.
End of the year. The
The-
other.
Wolfie needs to be in channel because his Steam guard should now have let me give him his thing from last week.
Oh yes.
The second half of this year is most interesting in terms of games and in terms of me personally. So that's why I think this
Yeah,
first
that's
half has
'cause
just been.
the-
bleh.
that's because that's when the fighting community kicks back in again, really, isn't it?
Are you going to Evo this year?
No, I discussed it with my comrades, and it's like I don't. There's a different tournament which is basically it's not as big as Evo, but it's the anime Evo, if I want to say it. It's for all the games that don't really get represented at Evo always get represented. at this thing.
Evonime!
It's called NEC, Northeast Championships in Philadelphia. So I'm going to that in December.
That's a little bit of a way.
Well,
So you're going to
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I'm definitely going to Philadelphia in December.
How long has your probation been? Your contract for the new job?
I guess it's 3 months.
When did you start?
2 months ago. 2 months in a week.
Okay.
Mine was 6 months. So even then, he should be clear.
Yeah, you should be cleared.
Depends how much holiday time he's got.
Well, I also only have 6 months rolling contract at the moment.
You should
Ah.
be fine.
But I am I'm a permanent employee, so to get rehired isn't going to be difficult as long as I don't shoot
You just
myself in the
just
foot.
have the interview and say, "This is what I've done. This is how well.
This is what I want to do,
Yeah.
sort of thing. As long as I don't say something like, "Yeah, I don't really want to work here anymore."
If you don't sit there and talk
cut
like
that
you
one
did at the start of of this session. Well, I like this job. It's very.
I just sat there all day twiddling my thumbs.
But
I answered the phone
also-
occasionally.
So bored.
If you keep up with the gaming news and stuff, PlayStation 4 games get released at the end of the year. A lot of PlayStation 3 games are being released. Good titles that
Yes.
we should be
Finally.
looking forward to. The first half of this year has been so dry.
It's very dry, and I think we that's a good lead on then into our gaming news. Really,
Fair enough. I hear you. I hear you.
he's not queued it, has he?
Now
Did he just
it's
ask us to
time
talk
for
to him?
the
He
latest
has.
gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
Shall we have the second jingle to make up for that?
Yeah, go on then.
Did you hear me?
Now it's time for the latest gossip from the Silicon Grid. This is the gaming news.
Yep, so this is the gaming news. We search through the internet to find various bits and pieces that we like and like to talk about, and we bring them to you, our listeners, because clearly you can't do that in front of your own computers.
Clearly not.
Ooh, I actually have news off the top of my head as well today.
Woo! Quick, do it now, quick.
Okay. Sony have sold all of their stocks in Square Enix.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. 8.7%, I believe, they hold a share of Square Enix, and they
Held.
have held. They have got rid of them, as it were.
Yeah, it's a bad sign for Square Enix, but Sony are desperately hemorrhaging money. Have you seen that? It's like they're announcing they're going to have a bigger loss this year. An
Yeah.
even bigger loss.
But that's the same for Square Enix, though. They've been they've only just recovered from like a terrible year, and most of their games nowadays are social media based.
Well, that's because where the money is. That's the thing. I mean, we're looking at a transition from the AAA titles to having occasional AAA titles, and this other area where the money is, the mobile and social, and the indie scene, where everyone who likes making interesting games is. And that's what all these big companies like Xbox and Sony are going, oh my god, it's the revolution. Yet the trouble is, it's not. Because it's like going, mobile gaming is a revolution. We'll stick it on a console, but it's on my mobile. But hey ho,
Yeah, because that totally stopped you from buying Jetpack Joyride, didn't it?
on the mobile,
And on the PlayStation.
TK,
Yeah,
that was you.
I didn't buy it.
You sure?
Wait, who
Positive.
bought what?
Because I only had it on the mobile as a free.
Okay. I don't know who bought it, but I've got it.
I zoned out organising the news, so...
It might have been Hedgie who bought it then.
Probably Hedgie. Blame Hedgie. Don't admit that you spent money.
He's the one that buys shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah. I
But
buy good
starting
things.
off, Nintendo is to make E3 announcements via a digital event. So as we
Okay.
approach the middle of the year, we have Nintendo not wanting to show again, and they're going to do a digital event to showcase its new games and announcements. So Tuesday the 10th of June, they're going to hold a separate Nintendo Direct.
It is this time of year where everybody goes, we'll be announcing shit during the E3 period.
Well, both Nintendo and well, actually, all three have.
Yeah,
said.
they're having
Yeah,
like
and also individual studios are sat there going, we're announcing that we'll have announcements at some point during E3.
Well, it's a tease to lead up to it. That's the thing. You want to build interest.
Yeah, but Nintendo don't actually do E3 at the moment, do they?
No, they just
they
go,
have
we'll
the
be doing things
pre-shows.
during E3.
They've
So-
announced that they're not doing E3, basically.
Again,
Yeah,
second
again.
year running.
And they're saying that they're
Can
going to
they afford
have...
to?
Uh,
Because E3's expensive.
yeah.
Are they at least going to make their thing better than last year? Because that was actually kind of...
Shit.
You had to laugh, otherwise you'd cry for them whilst you're watching the Nintendo
I
conference.
don't know. It's Nintendo. It depends on what they've got, because
Oh.
if they've actually got things to talk about, then yes, it's nice to see what they talk about. When they haven't got anything and they waffle on about, oh, we've got this fitness stuff, because they've already confirmed they're not going to announce any new hardware.
Mario Kart 4 has brought a unprecedented Wii U profit of 3 yen.
But they're talking about having a Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS tournament featuring 16 highly skilled players competing at the Nokia Theatre LA Live. And the new Smash Brothers will also be playable for the public at North American Best Buy stores, continuing similar retail. So effectively, they're trying to pull all the interest away from E3 by doing this shit.
Yeah, that promotion tournament stuff
And
is
they'll be
only
broadcasting Nintendo's... Sorry.
in North American Best Buys.
Yeah.
No Japan promotions, no Europe promotions, which I think is very
Yeah.
stupid.
I don't get this though, because Nintendo used to be everywhere. I mean, this is probably more to TK than you two, because you two are babies. We remember when anything Nintendo came out, how many places you saw it, along with the Sega stuff. It's
You
like
forget
every
that I was
goddamn-
raised by incredibly geeky parents.
But every like magazine you'd open up, there'd be like some big spread for a Nintendo game or a Sonic game, and it would like have various bits and things. Now it just doesn't seem that there's any of the direct marketing or direct telemarketing. It's all this clique for the Nintendo Direct.
I think I still got some of the first year of Nintendo Power magazines lying around somewhere.
There'll be collector items,
Probably.
as long as your wife.
It's like that Magneto issue 0 that I've got that I just use as a coaster.
There are times when I want to stab you.
I've got a couple of full cover comics that I just threw in a corner somewhere.
Felix,
Yes?
gaming news.
Gaming news. I have a few bullet pointy things.
There were hairs on my neck.
Yeah, I'll just go through quick bullet pointy things. In a team-up super villain awesomeness episode, EA are now in partnership with Comcast
So they've missed out
to
on
bring
the-
streaming gaming to people.
They've missed out on being the baddest company in America this year. They're teaming up with one that were in it the last time I
Yes.
looked at it.
Apparently, they've singled out lucrative titles such as FIFA, Madden, Plants vs. Zombies, and Monopoly as some of the first games that were streamed through the EA Comcast X1.
Holy
Monopoly.
shit. FIFA?
They didn't say if it was a modern one. Phil Spencer has confirmed that Microsoft has worked on virtual reality because who the fuck isn't?
Your mum?
Metal Slug is going to be getting a Tower Defense makeover and Tower Defense Android game.
That I'm not entirely sure.
And Bungie have announced that they will have more Destiny beta announcements at E3.
How about the game?
Yeah.
Just the game.
Hey,
According
Drive
to a lot of
Club.
people that have played when they've gone out of the guided demo, they've been pretty damn bored apparently.
Alex.
Got a question.
Yeah.
When is E3?
June.
June the what?
10th, 11th, something like that. 11th, 12th, 13th, I think it is. It's that weekend, the same weekend as Evo,
Yeah.
I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
10th to 12th, so it's
Yep.
the same time as the digital Nintendo Direct.
Yep, and the same time as Evo.
Fuck.
Excuse me.
So you're gonna have. Wait, it's fine. I'll bring my PC. We can have 2 streams.
And very quickly,
Hey.
the weekly sale for the Humble bundle is a co-op set, including Awesome Naught, Sanctum 2, Wanderlust, Rocket Birds, Orcs Must Die, Aces Wild, and Risk of Rain. All of which will do have local co-op.
The annoying thing is that list, it went, game I don't have, game I have, game I don't have, game I have, game I don't have, game I
Yeah.
have.
But it's fun that you can actually still see games today that have local co-op.
Yeah.
Does it offer the Awesome Naught soundtrack?
Yes.
Fucking
The
get on
Awesome Naught
that.
soundtrack is part of the deal.
Okay, going at.
And the minimum buy-in for everything is $6.
£3
always
quid.
is.
Bloody hell.
It always is.
About $3.70.
Yeah. Moving on, we have more combination news. This is Infinity Ward and Neversoft apparently merging to create a super studio called Call of Duty Monster Machine Rollout Device. So Neversoft and Infinity Ward, the people who've primarily been doing Call of Duty for all of,
Were Infinity
Activision.
Ward the ones that people liked doing the series, or were they the ones people didn't like?
The ones that stayed clearly liked doing the series. The ones that left didn't.
So I thought Black Ops was done by different guys who do the main Call of Duty series at the
Oh,
moment.
you mean the patch-up people who get brought in to do like the
Treyarch?
multiplayer and everything? Yeah, Treyarch and all that shit. Yeah,
Perfect. So one of them actually is the
Hammer
Treyarch and
Stone
Infinity.
or-
One of them is the main person, the main studio that does Black Ops, and the other one's the main studio that works on the core Call of Duty games. And apparently the
it's
Black Ops
weird.
guys are slightly better.
But apparently they've said in a memo that they're going to be merging and teaming up after the most recent announcement, which is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which is the Sledgehammer developed shooter. They're looking at a lot of stuff coming out of it. But then they are also confirming that this was following the retirement of Joel and Scott, who were the lead directors in Neversoft, because they have now retired, which is a bit of a shame.
Joel Dewitt.
But this is going to be
Oh
the
my
death
God,
of
he's a
any
standing
kind of
superhero.
yeah. This is the death though of any kind of skateboard game from Tony Hawk inspired stuff skateboard game, because no one else is going to make one, and they're not going to bother with the placky instrument craze unless something actually interesting happens. So it's just going to be Call of Duty Studio. That's all it's going to be.
Why? Sorry, I missed that beginning. What are we talking about?
Activision having Neversoft and Infinity Ward combined. It's just going to be Call of Duty Studio. That's all it's going to be.
Oh wow! So it's $1 for some knots.
See the interest in our news. Felix,
Shh, quiet! I want to hear Felix's news.
Large portions of Denmark have been destroyed.
by your penis.
In
Nothing
Minecraft.
changes.
Oh,
Remember last
yes.
week, there's a scale representation of Denmark, which they invite people come and build shit, and like buildings, landscaping. It's like we'll take architectural ideas for everybody. And yeah, within a couple of days, the entire model had been changed so drastically and so much had been destroyed that the creators of the model had to reboot the server.
Yeah.
Really?
They had a
Yes.
picture and there was so much stuff being built, and then suddenly it was a case of, I've built stuff a lot. I'm bored now. I'll blow it up.
Chris Hamilton, the chief press officer at the Geodata agency Geodata Stuyvesant,
Words.
which originally constructed the model, described some of the modifications the users have already made. Several large Danish towns have been leveled to the ground, and a lot of new things have been built all over the place. We'll probably choose to reconstruct Copenhagen and other cities.
Copenhagen got annihilated.
We shouldn't laugh at that.
Yeah, apparently Americans.
America.
Reddit, obviously. Random DK guy posted a screenshot of American tanks invading an area of Copenhagen, complete with a number of stars and stripes, flying under the title "Americans are going amok" in the Denmark map of Minecraft.
There was a lot of crazy shit going on in there.
And this was very much the first thing that anybody had said when they uploaded this map was, make changes in Minecraft Denmark and show consideration for others. Apparently, some people don't know that when a guy who's called Thorbjorn Nielsen tells you to do something, you should probably do it. He's called Thorbjorn.
So,
Yeah, born of Thor. I mean, it's like, I just want to shake your hand. Why? Awesome name.
so the Americans went into the Denmark Minecraft and trashed it.
Well, I would
Yes.
imagine it was everybody.
Many people trashed it.
Moving on, Super Time Force is going to be released on the May the 14th. About fucking time. And this is Capybara Games. You know, the guy with the silly t-shirts who showed up in the Sony thing and talked about having their games and took so fucking long. So this is the very weird side-scrolly shooter where you can die, reverse time.
It's
play-
time shift if you make it for the SNES.
Play a character back and then defeat the enemies that would have killed you so you can carry on. It's a lovely concept, but apparently the concept that they started for the original game has changed drastically, although still keeping the same fundamental mechanics, and is now almost a completely different game now.
Huh. So why
Did
is it?
somebody forget to turn their volume down?
Why is it a completely
Yes.
different game?
It has skateboarding dinosaurs.
Basically,
Enough said.
they've managed to... They saw the game, the designer was saying, he looked at the game that they had built, and it was cool, it was awesome, but it wasn't exactly what they were promising. So he
And lo,
decided...
developers did look down on what they built and saw it was good.
Macros don't work. And he just went, okay, well, this was before one of the PAXs, I think. And they went, well, I'm not completely satisfied. Let's completely redo a shit ton of it so we get a brilliant demo out of what I think the game should be for our fans. Because I've been listening to the podcasts on this one. There's been a lot
So
of work
this was
going
one that... Is this a different game to Below? Was it what evolved out of Below?
No, they're the people who are also doing Below. They've
Ah.
also been behind Sword of Sorcery. It is one of those ones that's been a long time coming because this was one of the ones that came out of a game jam idea.
At least I got it right that they're connected with Below, so I'm happy with that.
Right.
But then this is another one that it would be nice
TK,
to
could
see.
you throw him an emerald or something?
Emerald. This will be nice to see having come out because I've heard a lot and I would like to see the game come out. But it's
For those not in the know, I just opened and closed the door for no
For
reason.
no reason.
Like a villager from Minecraft. Yeah.
but the
So Hedgie's pot is angry, apparently.
it's cooking. But the big issue I will still have is the sheer fact that this is going to be ported over as a big thing for Sony on the PS4, and it's like it's a brilliant thing on the PS4, and I'm still going to sit there and go, but I can get it on Steam cheaper.
This is the problem.
Yep. Any further news?
PC games will still tend to cost between 10 and 20 quid less than the equivalent console version.
Will cost less. Full stop.
Hi, Hedge.
So further news from Felis.
Don't you ignore me.
Meh.
So, Jeffrey Katzenberg, the head of DreamWorks Animation, sees a future in a mere 10 years where everyone will pay by the inch that they watch of a movie. No, would you actually like to hear the full prediction that he made at the Milken Global Conference just this week?
Go on in.
I think the model will change, and you won't pay for the window of availability. A movie will come out, and you'll have 17 days. That's exactly 3 weekends, which is 95% of the revenue for 98% of the movies.
Yes.
On the 18th day, these movies will be made available everywhere ubiquitously, and you'll pay for the size. A movie screen would be $15, a 75-inch TV would be $4, and a smartphone would be $1.99. That enterprise that will exist throughout the world when that happens, and it will happen, it will reinvent the enterprise of movies.
Are they talking about having a...
Where you pay for the resolution of your movie.
Yeah, but they're talking about the release of movies after that only being 3 weeks, and then they switch to that model and get released on other medias. Currently, it's 3 months or 2 months, I believe. No, 3 months is currently how long a movie is in cinemas before it gets put out. At the moment,
It goes a certain amount of time before it goes to box office. From there, it's a certain amount of time before it goes to DVD. From there, it's a certain amount of time before it reaches regular TV channels.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what they're proposing is that after 2 weeks, I think, actually, where
Well-
they get 98% of their revenue,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
So 95% of revenue for 98% of movies.
That's it. See, I remember these statistics. Ish. Yeah, and so they say after the 2 weeks, then it will be put on to other forms of media.
But this is
distribution.
But he's also going to start going, but you'll pay for the resolution of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. But this is their envisioned view of how it's going to go. This is what they think the
Yeah.
payment model is going to be in the future,
Yeah.
going forward. It's not set in stone. This is what they think will be happening because of the emergent markets.
Which will
and
now
everything
lead to you can be charged like 5 times depending on what you want to watch your movie on. Why? Doesn't cost you guys anything
Well,
extra, really. You already have to record it at the maximum resolution that you'll be setting it at.
else. In theory,
This is the guy who says, people will pay premium for the 4K movies.
in theory, you are being charged multiple times because you'll see it in the cinema. You'll buy the DVD. You'll stream it on Netflix. You'll probably get it on some other download.
Actually, a lot of people will buy it on one platform and leave it there. And Blu-ray, you'll usually get a digital and or DVD copy bundled with that.
I've seen
Yep.
an increasing number of people buying it across multiple platforms. Same with games. For convenience. It's for convenience half the time.
Hey, is anybody watching the YouTube feed?
No.
I thought you were going to.
I am, but I'm asking this because the people watching YouTube, there is a special Awesome Nods giveaway.
Ooh.
Is there?
Yes, because I have a convenient link here. Just randomly plop into the YouTube chat at some point
TK.
during the rest of the show.
TK has a
Oh,
thing.
I was going to give away a copy of Spec Ops The Line.
Ah, that too. Well, you can give it away to a random person. Mine's going to be first come, first served. I'm just going to randomly plop a link to Awesome Nods on the...
Well, how many people are in the YouTubes?
Well, I don't know. You see, no one's commenting
not
yet
looked.
on the YouTube channel. No one's speaking. But
I'm not gonna on this PC, am I?
No, you're not that one. But they can just sit there and wait and watch, and at some point, a comment of a link will appear to the.
What's great is that PC is currently effectively so slow that that functions as an effective ad blocker in and of itself.
You got a slow one.
But then suddenly, plop, Awesome Nods on Steam will be linked to in the YouTube channel, and then there's a mad scramble for you not to grab it.
For you lot. So if you're not aware, get on. So
Indeed.
moving on, Turtle Rock community manager is fired after controversial Twitter remarks. So this is Evolve Studio letting Josh Olin go amid Donald Sterling controversy.
I've heard Donald Sterling mentioned a lot lately.
Yeah.
Apparently
Fox
it-
News and
following the stuff.
WND both say, oh, it's a shitty thing, so I'm guessing that he was actually a really shitty person.
Donald Sterling probably because based on the comments, it's following several tweets made by Olin on his personal account in relation to LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling, who was recently dismissed from the National Basketball Association due to racist comments. Olin's comment: here's an unpopular opinion. Donald Sterling has the right as an American to be an old bigot in the security of his own home. He's a victim. This is clearly where you can see people get up in arms. In Sterling's defence, Olin tweeted on the 30th of April that Donald Sterling has a right to be a bigot, yada yada yada. He continued, when you were raised in an era where segregation was perceived as a right that will stick with some people, doesn't make him a monster, which you could argue. Following widespread condemnation of Olin's comments, Turtle Rock has announced on Twitter today that it does not endorse or support his views, which is understandable. The comments made by our former community manager stand in stark contrast to our values as a game development studio, one tweet read. This was hours after his dismissal Olid also then clarified his statement, saying, "I'll remind you, my remarks were not in condemnation of sensation. Sorry, my remarks were in condemnation of sensational media and support of one's privacy, not in support of Sterling's actions." So his clarification for
Apparently, Donald Sterling thing was he made a whole bunch of racist
I've listened to the audio log.
words about his a friend of his who associates with black people.
No, it's his
Apparently,
wife.
it was a
It was his wife.
It was his wife.
Her association with black people, bringing them to his games and stuff, and he didn't like that. And basically, throughout this audio log, he was saying, and this is him, not me, obviously, going, "Oh, I've got nothing against black people per se and stuff, but I don't want you associating with them, and I don't want you broadcasting." The fact
that's
that you
kind of like
them."
Clive Bundy sat there going, "Well, I'm not racist. There's a guy here who's black, but I'm just saying that the Negroes were happier picking cotton."
You're
That's a
like,
statement.
Yeah.
That's what Clive Bundy said.
statement.
Now,
Yes.
I'm on a little bit of a kind of split on this because one part, that's bad. You shouldn't be saying that, like in public and stuff. If you want to believe that in your own home where it's not affecting anybody else, fine. But on the other hand, there is that whole thing where we all have an element of free speech. It's up to us to use that free speech responsibly.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
you're
can-
allowed.
You can say what the hell you like, but everybody doesn't have to like you for saying it.
In fact, it's the point of free speech is, yes, you have the right to say whatever the fuck you want. However, if anything that you say gets out into a public forum,
We're allowed
Oh,
to
this-
dissect it.
Yeah.
However,
it will get dissected. Yeah.
The people who then go around saying, "Oh, he's blah blah blah," and the death threats that come and so on and so forth, and basically demanding his head on a block. I think that's just as wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's a form of censorship in a way.
Well, this is what Olin
It's
was
like
talking about.
It's like, oh, well, your opinion is obviously not in alignment with mine, therefore I must silence your opinion. And it's like, no, he's allowed to say what the fuck he likes.
whereas
We're
I will
allowed.
go to somebody, "Oh no, please, do keep espousing your opinion. The more rope, the better."
Exactly. The more we hear from these fucktards, the less we have to associate with them. That's our prerogative. You see? And it's the case of, I don't like what you're saying, but I will defend your right to say it. It's like, yes, go ahead, espouse these views. Maybe some people will like you for them. A lot of others won't. And we can leave your company and leave you in the little corner gibbering away as you do. Ta-ra!
I think this is a good discussion point, though, because this does touch on something that at least 3 people in this room, 3 of the 5 people in this house,
Yeah.
will be part of in terms of things happening in the public domain as part of their jobs
Yeah.
in terms of representation. You have your own opinions, you have the opportunity to say your own opinions, and that is indeed your right. I've had grandparents, I've known older generation people who have said things that are a little bit edgy.
Yeah, I
Controversial.
told you the story about when me and my friend Chris, not the Chris I used to live with, another guy called Chris,
All right.
went down the beach with his grandmother.
This sounds
We
interesting.
took her walking, and it's like a random black guy passed us, obviously some sort of like banking guy out for lunch or something. And as we passed by, she turns around and she goes, "Cool, look how well them darkies are dressing. He's beating us at our own game, they are." We would sit there going, "Oh,
But
God,
this
no,
is
we're
the
so
thing.
sorry."
But this is
She's
the thing.
old. She's really old.
She grew up in an era where that is what you said. And
It
it
is.
was in an era which was admittedly rife with degradation and segregation and all of this other stuff, but you didn't know different because to you, you were taught there's white folk and then there's not.
Yeah, there's
And
whiteys, and then there's the rest of the world. We don't like the rest
I
of the
mean,
world.
the United Kingdom, the British Empire, is founded on principles of slavery.
Yep.
So,
In
Well, to
our
be fair,
defense,
we got sold to slaves by African slave owners.
they're white.
we were the first to go, well, shit, this slavery stuff
Well,
is
shit,
wrong.
we should make this into a franchise.
Yeah, we were the first to go, shit, we've taken over most of the world and enslaved a lot of people. Germany. Fuck, let's go. No.
In
But this
fairness, we were one of the first people to suddenly let that go.
But this is the thing, that's generational. But in this day and age, you will have your own opinions, and you have your opportunity to espouse those opinions on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, yada, yada, yada. We've even had something today where opinion was espoused over something that another person generally felt wasn't really his own opinion of said topic, although one part of it was. And we are now in that age where you have your own opinion, and then you have the opinion that is out there, if you know what I mean, in terms of the public opinion. Which might be the same thing, but one is fine, apparently, and the other one is horribly damaging and potentially career destroying. Because if I say certain things on my feeds in reference to my job in a negative way, that's my job totaled. And if I then went to another job that had the same sort of thing, they'll go, why were you fired? Well, he basically broke this social media agreement. No, we're not wanting you.
And you see, to me, that's kind of fine because you're speaking about your job, and therefore you're basically talking about work in a negative way. And no company wants an employee talking about them in a negative way.
Yeah.
However, when you're talking about a topic that's completely unrelated to your work, and you still get fired for that, that's where I think the line should be drawn.
But
It's
that's the steps that start going up, isn't it? I mean, we're at a level where we're not necessarily going to get picked up on for our own personal opinions of people. We would if we were then hitting management or higher management.
Yeah,
levels.
the more high profile you are, the more people are going to sit there and go, the fuck did he just say?
But it's the world we live in now, isn't it? It's like the more.
But the
you
downside
have
though is that
something-
going these days, it's like but they're old. It's just how they are. You just go, no, we can actually teach them why this is an issue, which is what the world probably first should have done when they went to this guy. Just take it aside. Look, there's this video of you making these comments. You ever think that you might be a bit of a douche with them and might have to rethink things?
pretty much. But then we also have the media.
Oh yeah, apparently it was
Pick up on
TMZ
this.
that broke this, and they are the scum of the earth anyway.
Yes. But they pick up on this and then make an issue out of about someone having an opinion, even if it's not something that probably was meant.
on
Imagine
a similar topic but unrelated to gaming.
yeah,
Have you seen the Jeremy Clarkson fuss recently?
not recently, no.
I think it was the Mirror. Decided they got a hold of an old kind of outtake from Top Gear.
Yeah,
And basically it was Jeremy Clarkson doing the old eeny, meeny, miny, mo catcher expletive. by
oh
the toe.
yes, this one, yes.
And Jeremy Clarkson didn't want to use that particular expletive.
No.
And so the catcher by the toe line, he mumbled.
Neener, yeah.
He did 3 takes. 2 takes were involving the word. And so what he did to kind of censor it was mumbled the entire line to make it undecipherable. So you knew what the poem was,
Yeah.
but the words were never spoken. And then the 3rd line, he just substituted it for teacher, and they ran with that clip.
Yeah.
Now, and the outtake has managed to be sourced to the media, and by boosting the volume way up,
You could just help out here. Neener.
you can hear a word that potentially sounds a little bit like the expletive that Jeremy Clarkson was trying to avoid.
Now,
And-
granted,
Well, why? I'm figuring from there.
words?
Because the one newspaper that's been trying to make this an issue is that they're going, what, did Jeremy Clarkson just forget to renew his Daily Mail subscription this year?
Well, no, they're basically now calling him for being fired from the BBC and for the
Liberal
weight of the world to be
Democrats.
brought down on his head. It's
It's
like,
ridiculous.
hello? He deliberately mumbled the entire line because he didn't want to say the word.
Hmm.
He didn't actually say the word. He said a mumbled thing which you could interpret him as saying
Yeah.
the word.
We have to remember, though, that for anybody in America that's listening, our Liberal Democrats are your Republicans.
Well, not
Pretty
really.
much.
No.
Yeah.
If it got to the point where it went to Congress and they were starting to force things, it'd be a case of, are you going to force this? Does that mean we'd have to be in there for a long period
No,
of time?
I'm talking
Yes,
about
no.
party ideology. Our Liberal Democrats
Yeah,
are actually
ideology,
not
yes.
their not
Actual
American
dickishness,
Democrats.
no. They're not going to sit in and bankrupt a country. But,
That's because I haven't got the backbone.
yeah, they're pretty, that and the time to sit in there to talk about bollocks. But this is the thing though. Top Gear's been considered racy because of the comments that have been made. It's had stupidly high watchable figures,
It's the biggest selling BBC programme.
and they're picking a little bit because it's like
Well,
the
because they
slope
axed all
comment.
the other good ones for most people.
But the worst one is the slope comment because even me, that wouldn't trigger in my head because it's like that bridge has got a slope. Because
Bridges
it had
do.
a slope. It was going like that. And I watched that episode and it was a case of, yeah, it's got a slope because you're watching the guy do this. And they said we hadn't realised
Me and Ash
that
just
was
sat
there.
here going, we don't actually watch Top Gear.
I do.
It
But
just isn't
do.
for me.
which episode are you referencing? Because I've.
Bridge over the River Kwai,
Oh, yeah. or
which
Cock.
wasn't. Yeah, the bridge over the River Cock.
That made me laugh.
But I mean, I kind of feel that the media will sometimes pick up on these things and make a big deal.
What happens to that river burst its banks? Do people still have to
Which one?
reference it by
You
name?
have a flooding of cock. You've got mental images, haven't you?
I've now.
Waves and waves.
And they're fusing with the animation from Ponyo.
But I think the discussion point, if Felis can chuck this on the page,
Ponyo loves Sosuke.
Chuck
your
what on the
personal
page?
opinion, public on our Facebook page, discussion point, personal opinion, public
give that a minute.
opinion. Should you be hauled over the coals if you have a personal opinion and that then becomes public? Or should you have a right to having
I
your
think a
own
personal should be
opinion?
replaced with private opinion.
Yeah.
Because, although Thingy's comments were bad, they were said in private, and
Yeah.
they were just recorded and made public without his consent. So, should you
Okay,
be hauled
so-
over the coals for a private opinion expressed privately, or is that okay?
Yeah. So private opinion, public opinion. Should we be allowed our own private opinions? Should the press be allowed to run rampant with stuff? If you want to discuss, feel free. And Felis will eventually put that in the
I will.
Facebook page for you to comment. News.
Meanwhile, Team Fusion, who are a independent gaming and tech firm, have unveiled a project to create a handheld game console powered by the Android operating system.
Another one.
The Fusion Go has got a 3.5 touchscreen,
Hold on.
proper controls,
The
wireless
Go?
networking. Yes.
Why? Like
Fusion Go.
everybody is just like, let's do a handheld, let's do a console, let's do just.
Well, in this case,
Money.
it's less like they're not set there going, we're going to put our own Android interface over it. It's just going to be a flat-out Android thing. It's going to have dedicated gaming buttons on it. So it's kind of like the Archos tablets, but less fucking expensive with a better battery.
We
Hooray!
hope.
This can only be a good thing. Trademark.
Apparently, you can actually pre-order it. So, yay. Fusion Dash.
Bit to wrap up.
Anything to
from
wrap
yourself?
up?
Yeah. from
Blah,
yourself.
blah, blah, blah. The internet quickly spazzed out when a beta build of Google Chrome removed the URLs and started to have AOL keyword style website functions. Yeah.
I bet that was a very brief.
One of the
build.
lead developers has suddenly sat there and gone, no, it's like, look, this probably won't come out of the beta, okay? And if it does, I'm probably going to fucking quit.
Everyone rags on Google. It's a
Yeah.
shame because I like a lot of Google's stuff, but everyone is so determined to rag on them. Lastly, then,
Oh. Go.
yes, because
Go,
we
Chris.
don't want to talk about Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
Oh no, this is Fox News being hilariously late to the party and with all the hyperbole that they can bring to muster.
Oh, good, we can ignore them. So, lastly,
I just thought it'd be something fun to laugh at.
a couple of things. One of which they started releasing the screenshots for the Borderlands Telltale game. It's actually
Which
looking
look good.
interesting, and it looks like there's going to be proper choice gameplay going through it.
But to be fair, the Borderlands graphical style was pretty much a fit for Telltale games to begin with.
Yeah.
Lift, paste. And lastly, Defiance is going free to play. Now, this is something that's been brought up by Felis a few times because of a couple of reasons. One, there's a TV series which is actually quite good
It is fairly good.
that I need to catch up on. along
It's
with
not
all
like
of the
a
rest.
masterwork, but it's a rather nice little space opera.
Very nice
on
little
Earth.
space on Earth with aliens that actually make sense. I do need to catch up on it. But there was also a game tied in with the TV series, which is going to season 2.
Yes.
Yep. And they've now confirmed that they're going to be going to free to play in June. So all you need to do is buy a copy of the game, and then bang, you're in. It's now free to play style.
Oh no, you never had to pay an ongoing subscription.
So,
When they say it's going free to play, it means that you don't have to buy it.
Oh, they will drop it. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
being
it was
stupid.
a pay once system. Where you
Okay.
then either paid for the season DLC or just
Oh
paid
yes,
for the
for
DLC
full
that you wanted to
access.
use to play.
Expansion DLC, Gear Out, Suez, Yada, also available. So they will drop the one-time fee starting on June the 4th, Independence Day. No, it's July.
so all of this time that you've been trying to convince me to buy it,
You don't need to now.
nope. So I might play it.
The television's second
It's only about a
season will
fiver
begin
anyway.
19th of June. And plans for an Xbox 360 version will be announced later on, probably
Wait, what?
about E3 time.
Oh right, so yeah, if you want it on your console, you're still gonna have to pay.
Yep.
I don't want a console.
You want it on the PC?
I just buy it on the PC. Why would
Yeah.
I not?
If you've got a PC that can run it, run
I-
it. on
I-
it.
It's actually this thing can run it at medium settings without any issue.
I have one of the best PCs here. Not here.
No,
currently.
not here. It's currently in a box in your house.
No, in the
What's
box.
your graphics card?
That's the only thing that needs upgrading. I
Large
think
RAM?
it's 8 gigs. 8 gigs RAM,
What type of RAM?
DDR3.
Now they're currently exploring their own penises.
FX83.
Ah, you got
50.
FX instead of a phenome. You lose, sir. You lose.
Why the fuck would I want a Phenom?
Because it's straight up better than the
Oh,
FX
God.
series.
No. There's
That's
Come on,
pretty
Fred.
much it then for TigerTails and the gaming news.
I smelled e-penis waving.
Yeah, they are waving their e-penises in each other's face.
Mine smells
Anybody
better.
that tries to use an FX to play games, and it's going to be okay.
Don't forget to
but it's
keep
just-
on tuning
no.
in to the YouTube feed for just a random gift copy of Awesome Noughts linked via
Yeah.
Awesome nuts!
Yeah.
And it just looks like there's one person IRC who will be getting the random copy of Spec Ops: The Line.
Red.
Hooray!
Yay!
Yay! Because our advertising apparently sucks.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
I'd
it
say
does.
there'd be free games.
Even though we do this on the same time every week.
Yeah, it's ingraining in people.
Well, we get more people to download apparently, so.
Yeah, we do get quite a lot of download. We'll have to do some giveaways for the downloaders.
I would download, but I haven't downloaded for an age.
Also, I must give a quick piece of thanks as well. Let me get the website up because Otter. Big thanks to Otter, who last week posted that the download link for the podcast was broken, and made me go and investigate the website, find the error for the download links, realise that it affected more than one show, and go and fix it.
But have you fixed the browser IRC?
No, I can't fix that. It's out of my control. Really annoyingly. I have attempted to fix it, but yeah, it's a coding thing.
This is kind of like the rest of us waiting for a mod to get fixed that relies on the Minecraft MCP.
Yeah. Yes, but Otter, thank you very much for pointing out our broken link. If only more people would do that, the world would be a much better place. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's two of DJ.
Why is this?
He's doubling his chances. What?
I think this hasn't been used for a while.
Are you talking about your penis?
No, apparently Xavier is DJ.
Oh.
I
All
logged
the
in.
TK,
time.
done and done.
I logged in on IRC and it came up
TK.
with DJ Dragon.
Yeah.
Wow.
You missed the dun dun dun.
I have.
Wow, it all makes
let's try this
sense.
again.
I didn't have that cue. I didn't have that audio cue like set up.
TK is
Uh,
not
I
prepared.
still don't.
Are we ready?
No.
No.
Are we ready?
Forget it.
Penis.
Hang on.
So,
No, we're
That was
doing
good
this.
news. No, we're
it's
not.
the
We're
principle
giving-
of the thing.
It is too
done
late.
and dusted.
I've got that one queued. Let's do that.
It's that time where the cast of TigerTails Radio review stuff badly. This is Done and Dusted.
So, this is where we review various things that we have played, watched, read, eaten, danced, whatever, listened to, and tell you about our experiences, whether or not we like them, and whether or not you should go out there and enjoy them too. In the top right hand corner of the screen, you will see whatever it is Angel Ducksong is looking at on his mobile phone. He checked.
Skype.
That's what he's saying.
Because I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a lady friend. There's a difference.
Don't
He's
say
Skyping
things
with
on
his other
something
bro
that we can
floozies.
edit and post on your page with your name on it.
Felix has a girlfriend.
Yes.
I do, in fact, have a girlfriend.
You have a lady friend.
Yes, I have
who-
my
who
lady.
every so often gives you a handkerchief as gratitude.
No.
No, as compensation for the migraine she has that night.
So, done and dusted.
You just got that.
As a random hedgy wanders past, done and dusted. This is where we do our reviews. What do we have from everyone reviewing today? I have a game.
I have nothing right now, and
I have a
Technically, you
game.
could have a game.
You could have a circus.
no,
You could
no,
also have a
I can do
circus.
something, but I just need to make a phone call.
Oh, really? Who are you calling?
Who do you think? It's the person that apparently he doesn't have and is not a significant event in his life.
Actually, I'm phoning my grandmother.
That too. Oh dear.
All right, so we've lost an Alex for a little while, have we?
You turned into werewolfy, have you, TK?
No.
Yes.
He forgot that he still has his Modmin Enye thingy.
That does remind me. Let's do a thing.
Let's do a thing.
Let's do a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I've got plenty of things.
Well, done and dusted. So I have Child of Light.
Oh, yes,
TK.
because you've been playing the shit out of that,
I've been
haven't
playing
you?
the shit out of that. TK, what have you got?
Wasn't that one of the Wheel of Time novels?
I have
No.
Soul Calibur Lost Swords on the
And-
PS3.
Felix, do you have anything, or are you just saving stuff for Felix?
I've got many further starters.
Oh, good. So we got plenty of stuff. So Alex has stepped out of the room, which is awesome because he could have left the door open. So
I can hear him outside.
Yeah. Door open. So
I'm just waiting for him to come back in and knock the camera off. It's gonna happen.
it won't fall that far. So this is Child of Light. The Child of Light is a PS4 game. There is a box somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's on other formats as well, but we've been playing the PS4 version.
I've been playing the PS4 version,
yeah.
and this was released quite recently, really. Little Alex bought the digital download box copy because apparently there's no physical media. So it gave him a box with a few things, including a little keyring with the light thing, and he put the code in, put it onto his PS4, and then effectively hasn't played it whilst he's been around here at all. I'm not entirely sure.
That's because he's been playing Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
So I saw it on there, and I've been bimbling around on the free stuff, and I thought the free stuff's all right. I can come back to that next week. But I've been playing. I picked up on this, and I thought I'll give it a go because it's a JRPG. It's got some very nice, pretty graphics. I'll see what it's like. So it starts up with watercolor, very stylized pictures in a HD format. Looks gorgeous. And you are dropped into this very fairy tale story. You're the child of this duke. Apparently you die. You're whisked to this world. There's an evil stepmother that clearly says evil stepmother because she's dressed in black and has a massive headdress and it's
has a
like
goatee.
Evil. No, she's female.
Some people stepmothers have goatees, okay?
Jolly good. And you sit there and go, well, clearly she's evil and she is there, and I didn't really realise some of the footnotes because everything's in rhyming couplets. So much rhyming. Really, it's like the characters will rhyme between each other as well. In the nice little texty bits that you sit there, and the narrator will rhyme everything out for you, and it's like, this is kind of twee and calming and really grating and irritating a little bit, but I do like this game, so we'll carry on playing. And you play as Aurora, who is this little girl with red hair, a yellow dress, and to start with, nothing. Except a firefly you find.
Hey, listen!
No, he rhymes. He doesn't do other kind of shit like, hey, listen.
Oh god, everybody's abandoning the show.
No, he's getting a drink. And you run around these very, very nice levels, artistic levels.
I'm important enough to get a bottle.
I'm fine. To start with,
Thank you
it's
very
like a
much, by
kind
the
of
way.
platformer. You're jumping through the levels. You're using your. It's not kind of like think. It's not. It's more traditional. It's more traditional. One plane. You move around. Metrovania styling. Yep.
Your standard 2D platforming.
Yeah, standard 2D
Action.
platforming. And but it's very graphical. So you go in and out of the scene. You have very bits. Lots of lovely monsters that look really scary, and you carry on following this voice. You find a sword that suddenly you start wielding around as this tiny child.
Wait,
Very
you
fun.
start wielding it as a tiny child.
You are a tiny child.
How do you wield a
sword.
tiny child?
You don't wield the tiny child.
Oh,
show
you wield it as would a tiny child.
Yes.
Right. So this isn't like Hideo Kojima territory.
No. And
Check it out. Solid Snake Guy has Sid chucks.
you also get
That went a
magical
bit
powers
further than
from
I
the Lady
intended.
of the Forest, who gives you light-based spells and gives you kind of the plot, as in Umbra has taken over the land where the Queen of Light lived, and your job
Why
is...
does the Queen of Light give you light-based spells?
Because she's
No, not
busy
me.
being
Why
kidnapped.
did the Lady of the Forest give the power to...
The Queen of the Light has been killed / kidnapped by the Queen of Darkness, Umbra, and her daughters.
It's a good thing they had time to read the
Wasn't this
who
the plot?
gets to her estates.
Wasn't this the plot? The first two episodes of My Little Pony.
It does cross over with a lot of very fairy tale stories, I will say that. And you'll run around with these magical powers defeating critters.
Sorry, I was giving the finger to little Alex behind the camera.
So don't...
When you should catch this up, I gave the finger to little Alex at the window behind the camera.
Yeah, it's a bit late for
It's
that
a bit
because
late.
I'd have seen you swearing first.
Yeah. And you start
But yeah, they
having
know.
these very cool little active time bar, Japanese style battle scenes. There'll be your little firefly, which can do various mechanical effects, and the monsters, and you'll hit them with your sword, you'll hit them with the magic. You can do Grandia style interrupts on the enemies, so you can stop them whilst they're casting. There are counters if you do that.
Because there aren't
with
many
certain
games
things.
that do that.
There are very few.
In fact, the
Very
only ones I
few.
can think of are the Grandia series
Yeah.
and Penny Arcade on the Rain Slick Precipice of Darkness 3 and 4.
And you'll go through these very interesting worlds. You'll go through a forest. You'll find this lady in the forest who will direct you on through your lands to find other people. You'll encounter this jester lass who will help you, which is really handy because she can be a fighter and heal, which is fantastic. You'll encounter this mouse.
I will be your cleric for today.
Not
By the way,
quite.
have you got a on you?
No.
No, he has though.
I don't. And it's a jester who can't rhyme. It's a jester who will do the start of an entire rhyming couplet and then end
Well,
with
that
the
makes
word
sense
doesn't
because
rhyme.
apparently everybody else in this universe is so adept at rhyming couplets.
They rhyme for her. It's like, don't you mean this word? Ah! Stop rhyming. Just stop rhyming. And
Did you mean
you'll-
this word? Because there's a conversation we put on the blurb.
And you'll end up with a mouse that's an archer. You'll end up with this dwarf gnome kind of thing who's your spellcaster. You have...
Subversions.
Yeah, you have all these interesting
Except
little
it's
characters.
now kind of cliche to subvert half of those things.
Well,
Ah.
there's at least two more characters that I've not yet met. I've currently met this warrior monster thing that I think is about maybe a third or a quarter away through the game, because I've only just defeated the first of the big boss lasses. Because the story does get quite deep. It's with the Umbra, the Queen of Night, having fucked over all these other people and all these things you start investigating, like mountains that are actually ginormous stone people or person. These mice who are actually traders. The entire village of gnomes which will actually turn into crows. All these lovely little touches.
I'm just sort of going, whoever did, nobody expected the Queen of Darkness to turn on them. Nobody!
And it's got this lovely feel. You level up so quickly in this game, because I've just been playing it for like the last couple of days that I've been down here, and I'm just going chung 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 level.
Does leveling up actually feel like you're getting more powerful? Or?
You are. You certainly.
Okay, then.
You get skill points that give you access to more abilities that make them harder. You have crystals that you pick up that you can then fuse together that give your weapons abilities, defenses abilities, alternate effects as well. You have
So a
items.
little bit like a stick of truth system, but not quite as horribly broken.
It's a little bit like that idea of taking bits and pieces, because you've got fusion of crystals that boost your basic armor, weapon. You don't have equipment, you just have sword, armor, specialist stuff. You have items, but you don't need to worry about using them, although you can do, especially at certain times, because each of your characters is kind of specialized in a couple of things. Aurora is a fighter and casts all of your light magic. The dwarf is
Is
very
the light-based
good
magic
elemental.
actually healing as well in this?
No,
or-
it's light as in I burn your eyes and soul and body with light. Yeah, offensive magic. The dwarf has all of the fire and water and lightning based spells. He also has a couple of interesting other mechanics along with him, but mostly he's magic. The jester is your healer and kind of tank. You end up with the monster who can taunt, which is really helpful because you only ever have two characters. You can swap them. but
And
only ever two
interrupting, Pete,
characters.
sorry, but the Awesome Knots link is in the description of the channel now. It's in the
Click
description
now.
of the video because it wouldn't let me post it in the comments.
Okay.
So it's in the description of the video. People, go and grab Awesome Knots if you haven't already got it or if no one else has yet.
So if you go to about,
Go to the description
Show
of the
less.
YouTube. You may have to refresh
yep.
and grab the Awesome Knots link. First come, first served. Let us know who wins.
Why
so
is
we know.
Pete going to go grab it?
I can't.
You've already got the game, you
I've
cheat.
got the game, and I can't get it because
The laptop's too
Yeah,
slow.
because you can't use a
I'm
Steam
not- I
key
need
to add things to your
sign
inventory.
in. Yeah, I need to sign in. And I
No,
don't
there's
know
also the
how
fact
to
that if you've got a Steam key, you can't use that in Steam if you've already got the game, because it won't just drop another version into your inventory for some reason.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Unlike other games, where if you order an extra copy, it'll just show up in your thing. Is that what?
But you only have a party of two. You can swap in and out during your turn. You're always only up against 3 critters. You have some amazing boss battles. Which, unfortunately, the share function, for some reason, took all the sound out on Share Factory.
So
which
we'll
was
just
a
have
bag
to
of
add
dicks.
in our own soundtrack.
Feels
Fine.
like it. I can't really find many negatives.
we've watched enough episodes of Whose Line Is It Anyway to be able to do this.
But in terms of the game, I can't really find many negatives. It was addictive enough to get me playing this for like hours on end. I invested into the story enough to actually read the text that's going through. There are a few collectibles, but not an obscene amount. Everything you pick up is useful towards either understanding what's going on or playing the game. And all of the characters have their own use. There is kind of predictable plot story twists because you, like I said, evil queen marries the duke. Clearly. She has 2 stepdaughters. Clearly they're evil, but I missed that part, so I hadn't realised.
The queen's stepdaughters are evil, or the stepsisters are evil?
Stepsisters.
Okay, so they're the queen's daughters.
Daughters, yeah, the queen's
Okay.
daughters, who are her daughters,
The
but
step
your
queen.
stepsisters
Okay.
are
Because
evil.
you said her stepdaughters, and that confused me for a brief second.
Finish there. And it's a little bit predictable in that sense, but there's some lovely touches to this game. I've been really enjoying this, and I'll probably at some point, if Alex hasn't jumped onto Black Flag again or something else, try and get this completed, because it seems like a worthwhile investment. I've enjoyed it. I certainly have enjoyed it, and I would say it's a good purchase if you're interested in a decent, different RPG to play on the PS4. And seeing at the moment you have a grand total of none, buy
Well,
this game if you like RPGs.
there's been a dearth of decent RPGs in the last year
There's
or
been
so.
a dearth of decent games on the PlayStation 4. But this one I would recommend. It's
Well,
a good
because
game.
it has less games than the Vita did at launch.
I believe it is also on Steam, so if you don't have a PS4, you can also play it on the PC. But it is worth it. The
Pleasure.
collectible box set,
thank you.
however, I don't think is worth it because a key ring with a little Firefly light thing on it.
Oh my god, that's so adorable!
No, it's not.
Yay!
TK,
Yes,
you have another game.
I do.
I'm hoping you're keeping notes on what we're reviewing as well.
Totally, he lied.
Notes?
Child of Light, Soul Calibur, I have a sword stuck in my head, XXL.
Oh my god, Dynamite Head would be the best add-on character for Soul Calibur.
Isn't that food cooked yet? Because now I'm starting to feel really, really hungry. It's like pervaded smell of smoky meat.
Food.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
meat in face.
Yes, but
Suddenly, as soon as you say, he says, I need
a
meat in my
wild
face.
Pidgey appears. But yes, I've been playing Soul Calibur.
Notice he gets the echo effect.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, what was it last time? What was it? I'm throbbing with anticipation. I got the echo effect for that.
Moving swiftly on,
Didn't
Soul
know.
Calibur. Soul Calibur.
Yes. Soul Calibur Lost Swords is the latest free-to-play fighting game from Namco.
Bandai!
Because Namco, why
Right.
the hell not?
Yeah.
I mean, Soul Calibur's a good game. Why not give it a free copy away? And this is not quite what I was expecting, in all
No.
completely honestness. I was expecting this to be very much like Tekken Revolution, as in it's toe-to-toe, just fighting, constantly fighting. You can fight online, you can fight in arcade mode, it's all good and fun. That's not this at all. This is very departed from that.
Very much so.
Soul
Although-
Calibur's been known for having 2 modes.
Yeah.
You get your normal fighting arcade mode, or online, or versus, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you also get the Edgemaster mode, which is a
Campaign.
long, campaign mode, a long story in which there are many setups for fights. Then you have a bit of a fight, and then at the end of it, you go along to the next setup, and so on and so forth. And you generally trot around the globe, trying to get these elements of the Soul Calibur
Yeah.
or the Soul Blade.
It's never actually a
Soul
story.
Edge.
It's more of a adventure.
No,
than
there is a story. There is
there's a
text.
story, but it's not like story arcade mode. It's more of a choose your path, encounter random
Yeah,
generated
it's an
things.
actual story.
Yeah.
There's text. There are like paragraphs of text for you to read before and after each mission, and it basically just goes around telling you the story about how you globetrot looking for pieces of either the Soul Edge or Soul Calibur. Because at the end of the very beginning of this game, the 2 blades shatter and spread their shards throughout the globe, and then you've got to run around and pick them up.
Find them again. Yeah,
Yeah, because
you've got
they-
a villager in the. fucking
They
house.
seem to do that a lot. The
Yeah.
Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. They seem to just keep blowing up all the time.
TK,
Siegfried
could you
appears
pass me a
and-
sword, a diamond sword?
No.
Ha ha ha! But you could not afford my diamond sword.
So in terms of this game, what is it exactly in terms of the gameplay? Then? What
It's
is
the
it?
Edgemaster mode.
Yay.
It is the paragraphs of text. You choose your mission, and then you go and have a bit of a scrap. And if you win, congratulations, you get stuff. And if you lose, you can use a replay token or continue token to carry on from where you left off.
TK, have you wiggled something?
No, I think that was Alex.
No, I haven't wiggled
Oh,
anything.
Alex, you've wiggled things.
I know. I can't hear out my headphones, so.
I know.
Oh, good. That's not affecting the stream.
Yeah.
Excellent. This is why I have different headphone feed to you guys. Haha.
There we go. Is that better? 'Cause now I can hear me.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that's
good.
fine.
That's
And,
good.
and
No,
TK.
I guess that's okay.
I
It'll do.
suppose it's okay.
So yeah, Soul Calibur Lost Swords is basically the complete Edgemaster mode, where you start off with a completely naked character,
I what?
aside from pants. They give you pants for free. The rest of the character,
American or British?
British.
Because there is a distinction to be made here.
There is underwear. That's what you're given for free. You're given underwear, and you can turn the underwear off, and it just reveals different underwear. So disappointed.
It's a bit redundant, really, isn't it?
Completely. And the idea is that as you play through the game, you basically win clothing, which you can then level up as your armor.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, they've gone back to your clothing is your stats.
Yes.
pretty much yes. But this way, at least this time, you can actually level up your stuff as opposed to having it predetermined. So that,
I guess, but it also means that people will be wearing these really weird fucking combinations of clothes rather than being able to make a character
the
that.
level
Oh,
up,
because
from what I've seen,
you
you choose it. Yeah.
all the levels kind of are very base, and they're of a similar base.
So this is not as terrible as Soul Calibur 4 then.
Oh god, no.
So more like 5. But not.
The fighting engine is a refined version of 5. Mitsurugi's had a bit of an upgrade because you get 3 characters off the bat to choose from. You get Mitsurugi, Sophitia, or
Siegfried.
thank you, Siegfried. But once you've chosen your character, bang, that's it. You're locked to that character. The others are turned off until you win them in quest mode,
Yeah.
which is kind of awesome but kind of annoying at the same time.
Especially with a specific character that you are actually good with, and the rest of them not so much.
Yeah, Cervantes.
And yeah,
He says Cervantes. All he ever does is just triangle, triangle, hold back, triangle.
No,
No.
that's Nightmare. BBB, BBB, BBB.
No, I'm talking about the stabby, teleport stabby.
No, I didn't
Used to
bother.
be triangle, triangle, back triangle. That's all it used to be.
That's
Yeah.
a sidetrack, but carrying on.
But yeah, so basically you start with a character and you go around going through all these quests. As you play through the fights in the quest, you unlock treasure chests. And at the end you get to see what's in these treasure chests. And they can be anything from new weapons, new bits of clothing to upgrade, or these stones, which you can then use to add more stats to your clothes or weapons. So it's basically like a little... You go away and you craft to upgrade all your gear. Yeah! And crafting costs money, so you also win gold at the end of each fight as well for how well you craft.
Crafting. It's the new zombies.
Yeah, it's the new way to get microtransactions because where it's a free-to-play game, they've got to squeeze the money out of you somehow. And so they don't charge you to play. That's ish. Basically, you have AP, and each mission costs an amount of AP. 1 point of AP will regenerate every 3 minutes. However, there are little vials which you can purchase that then give you a full AP upgrade. However, you can also win these vials in treasure chests or for logging in for X number of days or however you do it. Also, every time that you personally level up, not just your character, your AP is refilled.
Yeah.
So, I'm level 5 or 6 at the moment, I can't remember. I haven't had to use one of these vials yet because AP has just refilled for me.
Yeah.
Really annoying because you get a trophy for using one of these fucking vials.
You'll get there eventually,
And you,
because
you get an achievement in the game for running out of AP.
Yeah.
But so I basically did that when I wanted to stop playing, and by the time I turned it on the next day,
Yeah, but-
my AP had turned up again. So it's quite hard at the moment in these lower levels to run out of AP. But it's got a nice little system where, back in Soul Calibur 2 on the arcade, you had the quest mode in that. Basically what would happen is the game would learn how you play and create a ghost character for you, so that other arcade players can then play against you while you weren't at the cabinet.
And laugh.
Which was a nice feature, because my Mitsurugi was a cheap bitch.
Oh, my Cervantes a nightmare.
I remember actually watching my Mitsurugi fight without realising it was me,
Yeah.
and going, holy shit, that Mitsurugi is so cheap. He fights almost as well as I do. And then got closer and saw it was my character, and I was so proud.
It was your character, my nightmare, that people just picked on because it was a case of,
I was just in the weirdest shadow tournament. You were there, and you were there, and
Felix,
I was there.
Felix, once it was. I picked one side, it was a case of, oh, look, there's my nightmare. Oh, look, there's TK's character. Oh, look, there's another one of my characters. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then your character that you're playing just gets utterly owned by the Nego version. It's just like they go, oh,
Exactly.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I was playing stabby fencer guy, so I just pressed one button and go da da da.
BBB, 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 win the game.
Now, think.
Raphael and Nightmare.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
I'd like to go think of the turtle names and which one is not a Soul Calibur character.
Yeah.
Michelangelo?
No, Raphael was so cheap.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, the quest
I
mode.
just always bottled myself.
You genius. The quest mode is built up from Namco-derived fighters. They're not random other players that you see online. But just to keep the kind of multiplayer aspect going, you can borrow another player's character for a portion of the fight and take control of them. So instead of fighting against other players, you actually fight with their characters.
Yeah.
And you can have up to 24, although you can purchase a 10-character extension for that, and basically have an ally set.
But there is a reason for this, because
Oh, yes.
based on your equipment, you have certain elements.
Yep.
And like any game with elements, some are good against others.
Indeed, and so you'd pick an ally who had a decent element against the opposition, because you obviously have the wrong element because dicks.
Yep.
And therefore it gives you a better chance in battle. If you use your friend, get your minds out of the gutter, people.
Too late.
I just got to crawl out the sewers for most of these guys first.
No, that's true. You basically earn 10 friend points, or FP. 10 for yourself and 10 for your ally, which is very nice because then you can use the FP instead of money in the shop to buy new treasure chests. And like I said, treasure chests contain either the stones or the clothes or a decent weapon or a crapper.
Are you basically asking us to play the game for you?
No, although if you want to.
No, he just wants to use some of his friends is all.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest,
And I logged on the other day, it had 9 ally requests. I was like, oh, sweet. I was like, you can be my friend, you can be my friend, you can be my friend.
Turned out it was a bunch of lonely men looking for a girl they'd once met called Ali.
No, you do it to make sure you've got that person in your queue who's got the equipment you're after, because the character sets haven't expanded too much. I saw one person with Ivy on there. The rest were Siegfried,
Sophitia and Mitsurugi.
primarily, and Mitsurugi. And not everyone had fire. Everyone had fire. Some had water. A few had air. No one had darkness.
That's because there is no darkness.
There is no darkness. No, not according. Yeah, there is
For the
darkness.
player
just
where you
not
get
yet.
the 3 to start with, I think. It's either air, water, or fire. And
heed my call.
Wait, there's
Yeah.
always going to be darkness. It's one of the primary artifacts.
darkness and light are 2 of the stones you get as well, so I suppose you can add
Yeah.
those elements at a later date.
It does look like an interesting way of having the online fighter without it being the same as Tekken, where
Yeah.
it was a case of I go into a fight against someone that's supposed to be my level and get completely hammered because they're being cheap,
Yeah,
or because they have all the things maxed out.
Or because it feels like pay to win.
Yeah,
Whereas with Soul Calibur, yeah, it's a lot better deal because as opposed to fighting against them, they're now your ally and you control them.
yeah.
And if you like the way they play, you can then send an ally request at the end of the fight, and therefore you can basically give each other friend points when every time you play with each other online.
But you can pay for treasure chests.
Yes, you can buy the premium treasure chests that will contain at least 1 item and at least 1 stone. You can get a bundle deal of 6 treasure chests or so for a little bit more money. You can also buy the continue tokens or the AP renewals, and you can also buy expansions, which will give you more items in your inventory and more slots for allies.
Which
So-
in early levels, I don't think there's any real.
no, but I suppose when you get a bit later on in the game, you're going to want more allies.
So early on, I don't think it's too much of a worry. It's only when you get, because the other thing that I saw with this with TK was there was the easy, and then there was the hard.
And hard is hard.
Yeah.
Hard doesn't mess around. Hard will walk up to you and punch you in the nose just for looking at it. Whereas easy at least ask you for the time before nicking your wallet.
Yes. So I think the first question then is, have you enjoyed playing this? Because you haven't been playing it that much.
That's because I haven't had a chance to get to the telly much because everyone else has been playing PS4 games.
And by
So-
everybody else, he means...
Alex.
Actually, yeah, everybody else.
Everybody else,
Alex
yeah.
P. Head, yeah. So, Hedgie will use PS4 for Netflix because, you know, the PS3 totally doesn't do that already.
Yeah.
And Pete and Alex are actually using the PS4 for PS4 games. Holy shit.
Yep. Yep.
And when they bring out a PS4 game that I actually want to play, I'll be doing the same. But
Yes.
until then.
Until 2015.
Yeah.
2015 Rage!
When Final Fantasy come out again?
When?
2016.
All right. So, would you recommend this though to our listeners? Because this is
Yeah, it's
PS3.
free.
It's free.
It's free to play, so you might as well download it and enjoy it. And like I say, I'm level 5 or 6 yet, and I haven't had to use anything that costs money yet. And I have a nice bank of these AP vials and continue tokens just sat there, going, use me! Use me! I've only used 1 so far, and just to see what it did of the continue tokens, and it literally picks you up from the... There's like 3 or 4 fights per stage, then there can be more. and it'll restart you at the fight you lost. So if you've done 5 or 6 fights, say 6 treasure chests in that way, and there were still 2 or 3 fights to go, you'd use your continue token to basically carry on from that fight you lost,
Yep.
with all those treasure chests still intact, and with only 2 or 3 opponents left to go, which is quite nice. Then you get your full health bar back as well, which is always helpful. And then you can carry on and win if you're good.
And there is also a free-to-play test your skill section, so you can at least test your movesets and items.
Yeah, there is
against
a 10 opponent stream.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a 0 AP thing. So even if you run out of AP, you can still fight. You don't win treasure chests in it, so you can't level up. But it's a good way to test your current stats, make sure what you've got works for you,
Yeah.
and if not, you can always go back to the crafting area and make adjustments.
Which you probably will do.
Yes, and you can craft anything. So you can craft clothing, weapons, and the stones into either your armor or into your weapon. And it will all add a certain amount of XP to your equipment.
And this is well early days, though. I mean, this isn't anywhere near the same level of content as
Tekken
Revolution.
thingy.
No.
And no, it does feel a little bit empty at the moment, but over time it will pick up and more stuff will be added, and there'll be more characters available to unlock. And that's one of the other touch on. The unlocking of the characters is a bit hard at the moment,
Very.
because you've got to play that specific character's mission and fulfill certain requirements in order to get the chance to get the unlock key in a treasure chest. And if you then get the unlock key in the treasure chest, congratulations, you've got that character. You can then go back into the character screen and swap from whichever character you are now, or to start afresh with the new one.
Level 1.
I started with Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi was the character I wanted. I don't really think I'm going to be straying from this path.
Nope.
However, when Cervantes becomes one of the characters that you might want to get your hands on,
I'll be playing on your system.
I can imagine Pete will be playing a lot of Soul Calibur just so he can get his hands on Cervantes.
Just a bit, because the only character out of those 3 that I can feasibly play close to is Siegfried, and fuck, I hate him.
Really?
Siegfried is awesome if you get the timing down, right?
Yeah, he's awesome because
And he's fast as fuck.
Yeah, once you start chaining a combo together, the problem is if somebody breaks a Siegfried combo, then you're slightly
you get
fucked.
boned because he's not the same as Nightmare. Because Nightmare stuff, it's a case of I've just got a load of broken moves, combo them together. Oh, you're dead. Oh well, next.
Yeah.
Whereas Siegfried is the tactical.
Yeah.
It's sort of, wah, come at me, bro.
And then I squish you.
Yeah.
And then you fall over.
But then that's Child of Light and Soul Calibur freebie.
Lost Swords.
Lost Swords. Do you want to do Done and Dusted? Or are you okay, Alex?
I can do done and dusted if you want.
Okay,
if
what do you want to do?
time.
We've got 25 minutes. And Felis still has Kit Felis. So
Oh,
it's up to you.
does,
Plenty
does
of
he?
time.
In that case, I would like to do the for the circus. Done and dusted
Done
for
and
the circus.
Dusted
The
for
Kaul.
The Circus.
Wasn't that the name of the
Kaul.
princess from Neverending Story?
So this is the Moscow State Circus that comes through Southampton every now and again.
Yeah, it comes through Southampton every now and again. Goes on. It's like a
Yeah, where you
tour
get a whole
the
bunch of
country.
chavs to pickpocket you as you go to the little arcade bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's this thing I've seen so many years running now, like advertised everywhere. They put posters up all around town on anything they can possibly stick a poster on without without breaking any laws. And even then, I swear they put posters on places where you shouldn't.
Of course.
But my friend, they came around my friend's restaurant and they said, "Oh, if you put this poster up, you can have some free tickets to go see our show. 2 free tickets."
And he was like, hells yeah, give
He
me
was
the
like,
tickets.
"Yeah, go on then." So he phoned me up and was like, "Yo, I've got free tickets to go see this Moscow State Circus. So, always comes around. You want to go see it with me?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure. I'll come after work and we'll see the early viewing so we can actually get seats, because these were seats that come as
Yeah. First come, first
first
served.
come first served seats, with the free ones." So we went there. It was very nice. It's quite funny actually. My friend had a bottle of Iron Brew. And as we gave our tickets to this Russian guy at the gate, he was like, "What's that?" And my friend said, "Sign brew, mate." He's like, "Vodka in there?" He said, No. He's like, "Can I try?" He's like, "Yeah, go on." And he's like, "No, go on for it. Go on for it." So, I saw this hilarious, stereotypical. Was it there? Vodka?
There is no vodka. I do not care.
Yeah.
Take it away.
But it was very nice once we got in there and everything. Everyone was dressed up in all of the attendants were dressed up in sort of this fancy, I don't want to say military, but it was military-esque.
Yeah, the
Where?
Moscow is inspired by the military-esque stuff from Russia.
You know,
at the time,
the,
anyway.
the, 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 Great
Cossacks.
gods. And
Yeah.
they're very hot.
Yeah. So we, took our seats and everything after being ushered to. We stood around waiting for a while, but it wasn't too bad. It was just a nice day, so went in there, sat down, and the performance started. And it started off with this woman coming around with a what looked to be a ringleader. Now he wasn't, but he looked like one, dressed as such. They were
Ringmaster,
checking.
you mean?
They were checking the wires of certain things coming on. Obviously, I was like, okay, yeah, they're just checking everything's fine, I guess. For these lamp posts that were set there for something to be used later. And then they went away, and a clown, a Russian clown. And I don't mean clown in the stereotypical wears makeup and everything. He looks very much like a mix between a chimney sweeper and a burglar. He wearing a black beret with a white and black striped of horizontal top and black trousers. No, they're not called mimes. Mimes don't speak. Well, he didn't speak, but he makes noises. But yeah, so he pops out.
He couldn't speak, but he did make some noise.
As these two people go away, who are then going to be related to this clown throughout the whole of the show whenever he pops on, because he's sort of the intermission guy, even though he's one of the big acts. He pops out from the crowd somewhere, just out of like the stairs, to where two attendants are looking down at him, sort of thing. And then he comes on, and there's this statue in the middle of this circus, which he's carrying around this sort of like, I don't know what it is, but it looks like something like a seesaw. And yeah, being the clown and sort of act stuff, he accidentally knocks it over with it and the like, after banging into a lot of other things. Then goes to try and put it back on. Then the woman, who is like the comic foil, I believe, is the right one here. If he's the comic, she's the comic foil.
She'll be the straight man.
She's the straight man of the act. Comes out, blows a whistle, and then everybody comes on. Right, and the clown guy obviously panics, but everybody comes on to the tune of Moscow, Moscow, da 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 da.
Hey,
Which was awesome. We were like, that's awesome.
So did I just miss a moment?
you did.
Yes, you did.
His card.
And they all came on like dancing and everything, and all of the different acts, and you could see the guy with the whip comes on, whoosh, and everything. Oh, that was good. That was like a good opening to the show. And then you have the act. What happened was you'd have like two acts, then this clown would show up. Two acts and this clown. The first one was just your general muscle. I can lift up on two things, and I can do loads of different flexes. Look how flexible my body are, ladies. Which was impressive, because he did some weird, like, bends. That was like, no, okay, yeah. This guy may not be the most impressive around, but he can do some stuff that no one else can. we made loads of jokes. One of this, yep, the ladies are definitely looking at his bulge.
Was it Robbie
all of
Williams?
these single mothers, all of these mothers with their husbands, I don't care. They're probably like there right now. Even I would be like, whoa.
Hello, bulge.
Dear God.
Robbie Rotten, you have been replaced.
After him, a bunch of jugglers, 4 jugglers came out, and they started doing just juggling.
As jugglers do.
Quite interesting. I can't really say anything special about the act. The lampposts that were put up earlier, they climbed up, hooked their feet onto something, and started juggling upside down and everything.
Ooh,
It was
okay,
interesting. And
right.
juggling from high to low to high sort of thing, or from backwards and whatnot. But it was just juggling.
Yeah.
Again, it was nice. Then the clown comes on with this straight woman, straight man, whatever. And you know what? I know it was like for intermission purposes, because he always comes on when the crew are setting up stuff, and he does fuck about with the crew who aren't doing anything important. And he's also there for the kids though, because the kids love that sort of shit.
Yeah, they would.
He was actually all right. I didn't mind watching him. I wasn't like, I wouldn't come to watch a show just of this clown. But he was entertaining enough that I was like, yeah, let's get it's a nice little lull.
Fill the gaps.
Yep, fill the gap. After him, then we got this woman and man partner, like husband and wife, who do whips. Which was quite interesting, actually.
With that.
It gave
Whip
him
acts.
some ideas.
Well, again, comments were they probably have the most kinkiest sex ever, because they would just guy comes on, the woman's all dressed up like, okay, yeah, she's probably just going to be the assistant or something. She's got this umbrella. He whips off the umbrella, and he's cracking this whip like as he comes on. So it's like, damn, that's like it's like shit. That's like proper whip. Whips off these things off the umbrella, and then the woman like rips off half her clothes, and then like picks up the whip of his, and then starts whipping shit from him off. And the like, and then they just take it in
just
turns.
for the opening of the act, I'm just thinking of so many, in Mother Russia reversals.
And then they just whip in all sorts of different things, like things from their mouths, doing sort of like with the whips tied up, and they're doing tricks with it. And they're like, the woman, the guy throws daggers, and the woman whips like these threads from the daggers while they're flying by her.
Okay,
quite
that's
interesting.
impressive.
That was that act done. The act after that was one where it's which one was it? There's a lot of acts. It was the woman in the red dress, as we called her.
Okay.
There's a woman with a red
We're missing
woman with a red
something.
dress. With a red dress came out, and we were like, okay, she's got an accordion in one hand, and she's holding on to this thing lowered from the ceiling, which is obviously something she's going to be used for this act. And Felix is, I don't know.
Trolling.
She obviously there's this music playing.
It's great because it's an open source song, so yay.
She starts doing these sorts of spins and stuff, but my God, you couldn't see it while she was doing the act because it was a little bit too dark and the light on her. But my God, this woman is built. She was built, and you could see why, because she was doing all these sort of spins and things with holding herself up while she goes up to the ceiling on this thing, spinning around everywhere, and it was impressive. And she did have some nice muscles.
Oh, really?
Yes. After that, clown comes on again. Hilarity ensues. Which he had a plant. They had a plant. A kid like no older than 4. Yeah, fucked about with a crown. Which was interesting. As soon as the kid showed up and like done not from the crowd, so make it seem like he's from the crowd or something, I said to her,
how could you tell that he was a plant? I mean, did he have blonde spiky hair or
Oh, for God's sake.
like a bitching robot arm?
So, did you enjoy going there? Did you enjoy all the acts?
You know what?
overall?
I've never been to see a circus performance of any sort before. I knew this wouldn't have animals or anything because that's not allowed over here anymore. But it was so enjoyable, actually. It was 2 hours worth, and those 2 hours didn't feel like I was sitting around waiting for anything, waiting for the show to end or waiting for another act to come along. Even some acts that weren't impressive or I didn't appeal to me, like some spinning on a circular wheel thing with 3 dancers or in the sky and shit, or the swinging eagles, swans, the flying swans or something they call, or something crap like that.
Trapeze artists.
Yeah. I'm not too big on that sort of stuff, but they weren't boring to watch. They made the show interesting.
I like how they fly through the air with the greatest of ease.
Oh, dear God.
There's flying young guys and they're flying
Would you
trapeze.
recommend
Indeed.
it to our listeners, though?
If the circus decides to come to town, the Moscow State Circus, then yes, I would go watch it. Even if it's just once. If you've seen it before, maybe not unless you haven't seen it for a while.
Would you do it again?
I brought a program for my friend.
I'm
because
de-opping you.
He
Oh,
wanted one, and
I want my power.
Yeah.
if you've seen it before, then from the looks of it, they've updated quite a few of their cast members.
I'd imagine so.
But I can't tell if it's better or worse. But I would recommend that if it comes to town and you know, in the UK or even on the continent, I assume they do tours on the continent as well.
Well, it looks like at the moment until July they're still going to be in the UK, because I looked up on their website. We got Brighton, Southsea Common, Fulham, Whittle, Ascot is the last one, and that's the 16th to 20th of July.
They're very south coast then, or south of England.
Why not?
But then I'd imagine this isn't the only Moscow State Circus that goes around. Cause
I don't know. Are there more than one that goes around?
I don't know.
This
I
is-
just know that it's a registered trademark.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the one that like comes in every year. Not every year.
You
Maybe
can
once
get,
every
and
2
you
years.
can get the tickets through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I could potentially get discounted tickets
You
through
can
work.
get tickets to everything through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Well, not everything.
I've booked my own funeral through there. I didn't even know they
the
had it
real
listed.
Thing.
Huh?
There is actually a YouTube clip on the main page that actually shows what he's talking about. Bendy,
Oh, with the bulge.
jugglers, footballer.
Oh yeah, there's a footballer. I
statue.
didn't really like the footballer, but he was okay to watch out again.
Yep, whips.
Whips. They also came on and done another act involving rollerblading.
I think a guy just showed up with a
Rollerblade.
glow-in-the-dark condom over his head.
Dear God. So that's the Moscow State Circus. So that was Child of Light, Soul Calibur Lost Swords, and the Moscow State Circus. Now we have Kick Felis as we come towards the end of the show. So Felis, what shall we kick you about?
Hang on.
Oh, for God's sake.
Felis kick. Yeah, I have that power too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we call you Kick Felis.
Ha!
Uh,
Ha ha!
Child.
reasons, Felis.
Yeah, reason! Felis.
Peach has just been kicked from channel by Felis.
The reason being, me.
Felis. Kick Felis.
I didn't ban him or anything, so it's okay. So,
Felis
Kickstarters. Let's go with ones we've already done.
Brief rundown.
Dances of War failed. They only
Boo.
got 23,000 of their 750,000 goal.
Next.
Hang on. But they are saying thank you to everybody who donated, and that it's not going to deter them from trying to get some sort of game out.
Thank you for donating the money that we have to give back due to the terms and conditions of Kickstarter. Bye.
The Girl Genius publication and Stretch Ganza has finished with 220, nearly 220,000 of their 55,000 goal.
Felis, it looks like you're falling out of channel.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why can't they just put that money to
Felis was kicked by TK.
Ha 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 ha.
Kick Felis. It's an IRC command.
All right.
My
so
God,
that,
it is.
That one we know is done. So moving on.
It is, with a great many extra things
So
that,
we
that
can
they had
ignore
to.
that next week.
Storium, with 3 days left, have broken most of their stretch goals.
Hooray!
At nearly 160,000 of their 25,000 goal.
That's a lot of money.
Indeed. In fact, they've found to find more artists to give them stretch goals and worlds and other shit that they can do.
Just put the money into the product.
And
now.
more features.
Just
That's
put the
where
money
most
into
of the money
product.
is going. But again, all these writers and everybody else, they're making set worlds and pieces for the product.
Moving
So
on.
it's all being put back in.
Moving on.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, you can move on now.
Can I? Heart 4th Alicia, no surprise, with 10 days remaining, has reached 173,000 of the 60,000 goal.
At least it isn't a comic book.
They've
that,
got poor Diddums.
Oh, fucking go.
Well, so long. Well, we're now seeing.
Yeah,
we're now-
this reads left to right. What kind of fucking shit is this?
Yeah, it's not DC or Saga or Marvel.
We're now seeing the Felis stuff, the Kickstarter stuff coming out though. So these projects that are coming out, well, expected timescale is coming within 2 years. So we're seeing stuff come out though.
Yeah, and I backed stuff last year that I'm not getting till near Christmas time this year.
Yeah. So it's a
Because
higher
development time.
turnover. Yeah.
And the thing I backed, I've got my rewards for.
Just like
Hang on, Heart 4th Alicia have actually had to add more.
Stretch
Oh,
goals.
he's got his
Oh yeah.
I can't even read that from here.
Yeah.
The thing that Hedgie, who's standing behind you two, donated towards. Have you got your Kickstarter stuff for that?
No, I haven't yet.
You
Oh.
read your tweet mail because that's out
Yeah,
now.
so I need to do
Yeah.
that. I've done
Yeah.
it already, but I got no response, so I might do it again.
Email again.
Excuse me.
Yeah, the Heart 4th Alicia, they have to add even more stretch goals to that, so they've broken everything through to the Secret Zone and Vita level. Now, if you keep on donating money, they'll actually have
Again.
real instruments doing the soundtrack,
And the Nintendo Wii
and
U.
then going on to Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo DS.
Surely that's the wrong way round. Surely it should be the DS first and then the Wii U at the last one. So therefore, it will never happen.
Yeah, force people to get through the Wii U to get to their wanted 3DS version.
These guys are scumbags.
Moving on.
New Kickstarters. A JRPG inspired 16-bit noir detective role-playing game called Pixel Noir. I only just found out about this one. 5 days to go, and they've got... Oh,
Not enough money.
It was
not
a
enough.
Dark Knight on
Yeah, God.
Kickstarter.
Things that looked really good from the bits that I saw about
Yeah,
It
it.
looked really good from the beginning.
It looks good, but the trouble is, it's one of those niche titles because noir
Actually,
is
no, it's a thing that's been selling kind of well lately.
kind of well, but there's
I mean,
it's still niche.
Gunpoint, that other game that's exactly like Gunpoint.
That doesn't narrow the field. Gunpoint, though, I think there was a lot more actual gameplay to it, and there is a lot of more.
Now, there was another game that was a lot like Gunpoint, which had the noirish feel. I mean, the Telltale Games stuff that's suddenly exploded is mostly noirish stuff.
What about
Right.
L.A. Noir?
And LA,
Yeah,
let's
what
not
about
talk
it?
about LA
Yeah.
Noir. It could have been great.
I don't think it's going to get that one. So moving on
No.
from that one, which is a shame. 'cause it
Moving
looks
on.
interesting.
We have a feature film starring James Masters. You guys know who he is.
Yes, we do. We know he was
I've,
Spike from
I've got
Buffy.
no
Yeah.
idea who he is. Absolutely none whatsoever.
Spike from Buffy
I
or
know.
Brainiac from Smallville.
Basically, I don't have
Or
the Joss
Harry
Whedon
Blackstone
folder that you
Copperfield
guys
Justin of
have.
Justin Files.
Yeah, that's it.
Audio only. So otherwise that'd be Paul Blackstone.
So what is Dragon Warriors aside from the sound of like a
Um,
Ninja Warrior TV film?
Apparently, it's what you get if you get everything about the classic and cheesy fantasy films of the 80s with the awesome CGI elements of feature films today.
Right.
So it's basically, hey, let's do Princess Bride with more Whedon speak. And actually, looking at everything here, every single background and other thing in the movie is CGI. Pretty much. And they actually show you some of the stills of what they're doing. It actually looks really good. Some of the creatures look kind of CGI-ish because it's hard to do a dragon that doesn't look a bit, but
It looks okay.
it looks better than most of the sci-fi green screen stuff. And it's got James Masters. And what else do you want?
Tensley, Lady Elogar. It's so fantasy.
Yeah, yeah,
It hurts.
Fantasy.
we have-
I recognise you. but don't
Fantasy.
Scroll down.
Down?
Who are you? Gary Cole.
Man?
Yeah, no. Quite a lot of these people have been in other sort of fantasy comedy movies before.
Budget things.
Guy who will never be recognised due to mask overface.
Uh,
All I
Do you
can hear
think
is the
it's worth-
microwave.
Do you
oh
think
yeah,
it's
because
worthwhile?
the guy with the mask over his face was actually a guy from Beverly Hills 90210.
Do you think it's worthwhile to invest in this though? That's the question.
It looks like something that's just a whole bunch of fun. And imagine if you know, like it's got half the production values of the fucking Yui Bowl, the Dungeon Siege, Dungeon Dragon shit,
Yeah.
but it actually has a soul.
I
Imagine
don't think-
those Yui Bowl movies if they had a soul.
Yeah, I don't think
And
it's
better
going to hit
actors.
target though. 'cause-
Didn't Blood Rain end up getting a soul at some point?
No.
But I don't think it's going to hit target because it's showing
It
48,560 with 13
Where?
days to go.
We're actually about a quarter of the way through, and we've got about a quarter of the money needed. So
I did not know you were part of this.
me,
We.
we are part of this.
You were still kind of saying it in a way that you've already funded it.
Not funded it, but I mean, he is
Back
part of it.
No. That kobold, although it looks like me, is not.
Oh, I thought the.
I'm sorry.
Take a look at it if you're interested. The links will be in the show notes.
And lastly, we have Amplitude from Harmonix Music Systems.
Amplitude is already a game, isn't it?
It's already a game. It's so classic that it already requires a remake.
And they're bringing it back for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3.
That's what it
Yeah.
says on the screen.
Well,
Whereupon TK approves.
they're wanting to bring it back.
They
Yeah.
want to bring it back.
They have asked for a tremendously large fuck ton of money, though.
I imagine it's going to be.
They are.
licenses.
They're actually asking for about more, slightly more than Dancers of War wanted.
Yeah.
We're talking about a nearly
$750,000.
over $750,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do it based on the figures.
No, do I somehow?
No. Do you know
Oh
what,
no, it's
though?
gone up by 1,200 since the show started. So maybe.
I would like to point out that apparently one of the can't remember what studio it is, but the guy basically said ever since he's joined, every time they release a game, most of the fans' reactions have been, "Oh, when are you making another Amplitude Frequency?" So he said on his Twitter, he said, So, internet commenters.
It's in your hands now,
Yeah,
bitches.
basically, he said. So, you keep asking for it. Here it is. Better, you know,
90,000
put your
now.
money where your mouth is, boy.
Yeah, but we ain't got that much money. Fuck
We're
you.
living off ramen.
No, just imagine.
Help.
They must have so many people
Why
who
couldn't
want
you
that
have put
game.
it on Indiegogo? Then you wouldn't have had to get the whole about. You could have started work on it, you fuckers.
There are certain things where I think Indiegogo would be so much better for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, the
'Cause
trouble is, it's Kickstarter's got more of the
And-
publicity.
Indiegogo actually has the option of partnership with major, other things like corporations, studios, whatever.
yeah.
BP oil.
Bless you.
Yes, excuse me. Hey, do you know that BP Oil have just accidentally unleashed several million gallons of oil into Lake Michigan,
Oh,
or as they call it, Tuesday?
Lake Michigan. Do you mean Australia? Is that something
No,
happening in
no, the
Australia?
Great Lakes area,
Yeah.
Michigan. They accidentally popped a whole bunch of oil there like a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yep.
These guys are fucking terrible.
Alright, so is that it for Kick Fearless?
Well, TK should probably talk about Amtrak because he's actually played the original game.
Yeah, Amplitude was fucking amazing. Way back when, in the early PS2 days, Harmonix released one of their first music games, which was Frequency, which was your little ship travelling down a little alleyway, collecting note blobs. Much in the way that Guitar Hero and Rock Band play now, except without the little plastic instrument.
Yep.
So
Amplitude,
it's like PS2 Audio Surf.
yeah, effectively.
Kind of, yeah.
A bit like that, yeah. Except it came first. And Amplitude was the sequel to Frequency. Frequency was amazing. Amplitude came along and then made it better. And since then, apart from Rock Band Unplugged on the PSP, we've not yet really had an Amplitude style game.
Not really, no.
And now one's coming along.
Maybe.
Fuck, we need it in our lives. So yeah, go and give it money and things.
Yeah, the links will be in the show notes.
As I said, the game is designed for this Kickstarter focuses on the core Amplitude experience.
Yep.
Single player and local multiplayer are included in the design, as are leaderboards for online bragging lights. The Beat Blaster, that's the ship, the music notes tracks,
Yep.
and sound effects will all be modernized and gorgeous. The cyber world around the tracks will be designed by artists and crafted by coders so that every pixel on the screen can be driven by the underlying music.
It's not just any old experience.
That's right, a HD re-envisioning of the cult classic, smartly updated for today on every axis, including the axis of evil.
Anyway, so that is Kick Fearless, and pretty much the end of the show. We're now just heading
Hey,
up
wait
to
a minute.
past 10 o'clock.
Their ship designs look like they basically traced metal plates over all of the Blaze Blue tattoos.
And I
I'm
think
going
we
to
need to...
introduce you to the original ships from the old Amplitude game because I need an excuse to play PS1 again, PS2 again.
As if you need an excuse.
Amplitude isn't a good excuse.
Well, I think we need to wrap it up there
well,
because
we got
we've
the
now
quick,
hit 10.
Yeah, that's true. So, on that note, it is a good night from Hedgie in the background.
Good night, everybody.
It's a good night from the Xavier.
Good night.
Are you back in Bournemouth next week?
I'll be back in Bournemouth. I'll be heading home within the next 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. It's a good night from the Fearless.
Good night.
It's a good night from the Angel Duck Song.
Good night.
And it's a good night for myself, TK. Thank you very much for listening this week. We'll be back again next week at around about 8 o'clock on Monday night for more exciting and otherwise entertaining episodes of TigerTails Radio. But until then, it's night-night, everybody.
Night,
Night,
night.